guys, we're live. Relax, we're live. So,
Yeah.
Juju man,
Yeah.
can you just repeat the trash that you just said, please, for the audience?
John Obi Mikel is the best Nigerian player.
So, Juju man, you're telling me that John Obi sideways pass Mikel is better than JJ Okocha,
Yes.
Kano Wankwo, Daniel Amokachi, Emmanuel Amunike. I'll even throw in Pius Ikadia. He's saying he's better than all of those dudes. What?
Yes, because of the fact
Based on what?
the majority of people listening don't even know half of those players. JJ Okocha, it was good.
Who they know Okocha? That's
No,
the question. Who they know Okocha?
The other players no one knows.
No. Okay, no. Shush. Kadeem, who the hell is on your flipping AVI? Because I'm going to do an Okocha special. Because I'm going to start doing player profiles. Kadeem, can you please tell Juju man who the hell JJ Okocha is? Because I'm tired of his name being disrespected. Kadeem. Oh. All right. Okay, I think his mic is not there. But no, Juju man, you can't say that because the only arguments you can bring up are the trophies he won, which were due to him being in a great team. Chelsea didn't win those trophies because of Obi Mikel. Obi Mikel just happened to be in those teams that won those trophies.
He was key. Obi Mikel was key in that.
Key? What?
Yes, he was key for Chelsea to win.
Key? What the hell? No.
Yes, he was that well. And Obi Mikel, JJ Okocha, he was good, but
he was good.
The
dude is one of the most talented. He's one of the most naturally talented football players of all time. I'm not being biased or anything. He is literally one of the most talented individuals of all time. Man.
But Double H, his stats are not impressive. 15 goals in 75 games for Nigeria.
Oh my! Okay. You know what? Okay, we're not going to be careful because don't bring us stats. So, guys, look, it is what it is, guys. What is a Sunday Hangout? What's up, guys? So, guys, just to let you know that nothing changes. We are definitely in uncharted territory right now, but there's a reason why my name is Half Hope, and with my name being Half Hope, it's you need to understand what that means. That means that when the going gets tough and we're down in the trenches, you have to have hope for your boy to pull through. So even if there's no full football, there are going to be football battles happening. There are going to be team battles happening. And we're going to be looking back into past different events all related to football. And every Saturday, especially every Sunday, we will be discussing this. We'll be debating this. And we'll have more and more football to debate because there is so much football for the past 10 years alone for us to discuss and dissecting great teams, dissecting great seasons, dissecting great events. I want to talk about the whole Brazil flipping 7-1 thing again. I want to talk about how Nigeria got screwed over in 98. So there's so many different things to talk about how Chelsea got screwed over in 2009 as well. Pep, that referee got paid. But we have to deal with current events right now. So before we really get into our main topic that's dealt with Corona, I think it is only fair that we have a CL review roundup. I think that's the only fair thing to do. So I think let's start first with this. So before obviously everything got granted to a halt, we saw PSG. And Juju man was definitely on trial.
Yep.
Juju man was definitely. No. And look, trust me, Juju man, your credibility was on the line. Your entire credibility and your relevance to football analysis was on the line. Because all eyes were on Neymar.
Yeah.
And we know that Neymar and Juju man are 100% interlinked. So Neymar and Juju man, these guys, they go way back. One of Neymar's best friend, one of the closest guys is Juju man.
Yeah.
We all know this because he has him on his speed dial and all that kind of stuff. So Juju man, and this is just reiterating what we said on Saturday.
Yes.
And I'll address this question to everyone else. So Juju man, does that performance by Neymar, did he reiterate why we have to say he's one of the best in the world, or is that not enough? That is what we expect from him. and he
Which
needs to do it in a CL quarter or in a CL semi?
I would say that was the start because he was decent, not his best, but he had flashes of brilliance. And I would say that's what I expect for Neymar. But he clearly wasn't 100%, but he was involved in the game. I would say the one thing I'll add is the one thing I won't go on top is Dortmund were terrible. I mean,
They were bad. They were bad.
Can you believe it? They let Neymar score a corner from a corner. So Dortmund were not that good. And Haaland, Kimpembe did a good job. And as for
so did that show that Haaland is overrated, or are we being a bit too harsh there?
Oh no, I think Kimpembe did a great job. Kimpembe was good because there was one or two times where Kimpembe just made an amazing tackle, and if it was Thiago Bam Silva, it would have been a goal. So I say Kimpembe did a great job, and I consider him now better than Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, I now see why they're selling him. He's not as good. He's not that good. And Kimpembe did a great job. The other part was the Argentine midfielder Paredes. Paredes did good because finally they had some muscle. I mentioned this before the hangout. I mean, before the game last week. Now they have muscle with Paredes, so I think that was good. And Bernat should start because it's now confirmed. PSG, the 3-back Bernat, Kimpembe, Marquinhos should be the 3-back line because they did a great job, and it looks like the team overall is stable with those three at the back.
Okay, so basically, are you saying that it was more of a case of PSG of Dortmund being trash rather than on PSG being impressive?
I say it was both. PSG were good, but I think the lack of this might sound weird, but because there was a lot of fans, it felt like a practice session, and it was best 11 versus best 11, and there was no pressure or other factors from let's say pressure from fans. So it was straightforward because it's like PSG knew they were better, so it was another training session where one team knows we're better than you, and I think that helped PSG because there was no intensity in that game. I mean, there was no pressure from the crowd, so.
So do you think that was the fact that there was no crowd pressure?
Yes, I think that was a huge factor because it just felt like another practice session, 11 versus 11, and PSG knew that they were better than Dortmund, and it just showed. And it's like there was nothing outside where the fans influenced the game in any way. It was straightforward.
Okay, so basically, so the key thing then is that Neymar needs to show more. That this was just a little bit of a test. You want more from Neymar before we start. Okay, this guy's that dude.
I want him to continue playing, like improving, getting him more game time. I think that's the key. If he gets more game time, I'm telling you, we're going to see the best player in the world.
What game, Judy? What game time?
No, he needs game time in the French league. Just because with Neymar, the problem this man has been facing is every time there's a big game, he's rough. He has not played consistent games. So if he gets 2 or 3 games consistent before the next round, it should be good.
Okay, all right, okay. So let me bring in Ahmed into this. So Ahmed, what did you make of PSG and Neymar's performance? Much to be excited about, or it is what it is? Let's see him do it against a Juventus or a Atletico if we get there.
Well, it was on at the same time as the Liverpool game, so I was watching both games, but I was primarily focused on the Liverpool game. And what I have to say is, Kimpembe put up a very good performance. PSG's back line, like he made so many last-ditch tackles, especially on Haaland. I think there was the one on Sancho, and also you had. But overall, I mean, it's not that good of a performance from PSG. What, 2-0? Okay, both were first half goals, but Dortmund exposed them multiple times in that second half. Like the last 30 minutes, PSG were nothing on the attack. Neymar was decent. He scored, but He scored off a corner, and Neymar, is he like 5'8", 5'7"? He shouldn't be scoring off corners.
No, that was wild, man. That was, I mean, like a guy that small to be scoring, that's messed up. That is messed up.
I mean, what's next? Messi scoring off a corner, but I mean, see, the thing is, I don't think it was that good of a performance. So I think people need to, chill on PSG. And assuming if we have a quarterfinals for the Champions League, which at this rate we might not, but if we do, we have to see more from PSG and we have to see more from Neymar, because that was a big performance from Navas and a big performance from Kimpembe. The attack didn't perform that well. They didn't impress me too much.
Oh, easy.
Especially against this Dortmund.
Wait, I have to interject. I mean, you're making it sound like PSG barely made it. It was a comfortable game for PSG. And I think
it was comfortable because Dortmund allowed it to be.
No,
that's the thing. Dortmund were trash. If they were just a little sharper, bro, it would have been a much more competitive. It would have been a much different game if they were a little sharper.
I think we should give PSG credit, because if we're saying Dortmund played bad, I mean, PSG showed up for the first time, and this is the first time Neymar played at home. And saying it was, let me pull up the stats. There's no way it was that bad.
Look at this. Judgman, when did he become the numbers man?
No, because it says the record straight, because we cannot. I think because there's an agenda against PSG, so I just have to check.
Okay,
okay.
Can you hear me, guys? Okay, do you have the numbers? Do you have the numbers now?
Yes, he has a point. Okay.
It was 11. Dortmund had more shots. Dortmund had more possession. Dortmund had more passes, bro. So I mean,
hello. He has a point.
I think that's a dub.
Yeah, I'll give it.
All right. All right. So let me.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Kadim. Okay, let's bring in Kadim to this thing. So Kadim, what did that PSG performance show, specifically Neymar and Erling Haaland?
I think that I would agree with Jujuman in the sense that PSG was a better team. And I already said so at the beginning or at the end of the first leg, where Dortmund was leading by 1 goal. It was 2-1. And PSG was trying to force the issue to draw the game. And it was like the last 10 minutes of the game in Dortmund, PSG was pushing a lot. And from that, I was thinking, okay, it felt similar like when Germany won the World Cup in Brazil. Like when Germany was in the overtime, they like against all the teams in the semi and quarter and final, and every time they were then pushing to get a result. And from there you could see they were always able to step up. And I felt the same when PSG was playing against Dortmund in Dortmund the last 10 minutes. And 2-1 at the end was not like a really good result. You would never say that it's a great result, home result. You like 3-1, 2-0 or something, but 2-1 is like really not a good result. So now coming back to the second leg, I would say major problems for me was Hazard for Dortmund was really shit. Like
so how come
totally
he didn't
agree.
start
Totally
France?
agree, Kadim. Totally agree.
So Kadim, how come Brands didn't start ahead of Hazard? Why do you think he went?
I don't get it. Like Favre, I don't know. Favre knows Hazard back then from Gladbach, and somehow I don't know what he's doing. Maybe in training something. I don't know the tactical implications. But for me, when Brandt came into the match, like Dortmund was on par, when I felt like, okay, they can hold the ball, they can push, they can like really keep the ball in the half of PSG. But without him, with Torgen Hazard in the line, was really shit. The whole attack was really shit. And there was no release from pressure. Like PSG had this whole game on lock. And I must say also that there was no intent, no...
Intensity.
Huh?
So you said there was a lack of intensity.
Yeah, from Dortmund. Like, it was like Julian said, it felt like a training match. And PSG was knew that they are sort of better. And those goals, like Hakimi and Hummels, and also the goalkeeper Bürki. Like, the first goal of Neymar was the mistake of all three of those, like especially Hakimi and Hummels, but also the Bürki. Like, Neymar in the 5-yard box, like a header. It's like, how can that be, And this was really shit. And I like now coming back to Neymar specifically. Neymar, in my opinion, is a great football player. He's like really great, but I also, what I don't like is the whole
play
how
acting,
they celebrate
play acting.
Yeah, the acting, like the red card for Emre Can was no red card at all.
It was not a red card. Yeah. Thank you.
This was really shit. I mean, it was a yellow card, but it was not a red card, and the whole aggressiveness and acting and all the stuff came from PSG, and then Emre Can became a red card. This for me was like, and the whole how they celebrated after the goal, doing the same like Haaland with cross-legged sitting.
Kadim, you're hitting it on the nail coffin.
This I felt was like really. I mean, when did you ever see a big player like Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona, Pelé? All those kind of big players like who win Champions Leagues and the World Cup trophies. Whenever do they do this kind of acting and media stuff for the cameras after the game?
But I think because Neymar wants to be a movie star, and I think he plays into that role a little bit, and I think I think because he's at PSG, it's more enabled, because at Barcelona he had a specific role, and of course this is Barcelona. But I think at PSG, it's like, okay, PSG don't have the same history as Barcelona does. There's no Messi there, so he pretty much has to stay into that kind of role. So just to round it off, do you think that performance by Neymar should still be championed, or we still need to see more from him?
Like, for me, this was like come on, it was like, it's not. Is it the quarterfinals?
Oh no, round of 16.
Why not? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not. It's the round of 16. I mean, this is not something I would really think about much, like, give me that performance in the final, like, win the trophy. Like, everything else is just it's worth nothing. It's bullshit, like, give me a final, like, even like come and just be in the final and deliver some performance. You don't even need to win the final. I just need to see you in the final, even if you miss the penalty and get a stupid red card. Don't shoot the ball over the goal in front of an empty goal. Something.
Just basically pretty much be in the final.
Yeah, like, everything else is just I don't know. It's bullshit.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me just quickly say the super chat. So from Budget Gamer, thank you for the super chat, Budget Gamer. Brick Core is jobless. HH means hairless head. Hashtag BLM.
HH, I don't understand.
So BD, we've both been insulted by this loser.
I don't even understand HH, because we've been having.
See, this is what a wise man wants to mean. A wise man wants to mean that if you don't have any haters, you're obviously not doing something well.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, because trust me, there are guys who love me, I love them, and there are guys who hate my guts, specifically Cristiano fanboys. So FG, I need you to
Messi fanboys.
Cristiano, I need you to fend off your fanboy. And by the way, FG, your idol wasn't opening up that hotel for hospitals. That apparently was a hoax.
Man, it's
so
the news outlet
yeah,
making
and
fake
relax,
news,
FG,
man.
relax, FG, don't take the bait. I'm coming to you. Relax, FG. I'm coming to you now. Billy Cole. So obviously, you obviously spoke about this a little bit on Saturday, really, but trying to just round it off. So maybe just to reiterate for some guys, where did it go wrong for Dortmund specifically? Where do you think it went wrong for Dortmund? If you just make it concise, and also what can we read into that PSG performance specifically that it happened without Mbappe?
Yeah, I think the problem here is we need to learn how to deal with intense pressing. It is a huge problem. A 3-4-3 does not work. That is the worst formation you could ever have against PSG, because playing with a back three, not only does it expose your flanks, but it creates a lot of gaps in between of your center backs. What I will say too is, like I said, Brand should have started over Thorgan. I like what Kadim said, because the thing about Thorgan is he is a very good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not the guy he's not an Eden Hazard. Like, for me, there's a problem. Eden can do magical stuff. He can score in a big game.
He's tier one. Whether people like it or not, he's tier one.
He's tier one, yes. Thorgan is not Thorgan is like tier 6 or like tier 7. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, he's not even around his brother's level. So my thing is, why don't you play Brand? Why don't you play Brand? And again, I'm gonna say this. I thought that we need to start playing with 2 strikers up top. I'm gonna say this because my thing is, it's not working with a lone striker. Whenever Haaland had the ball against PSG, the PSG players would just get the ball back because Haaland was not that strong enough. You get what I'm trying to say? So if you just put at least and this is the thing that I just don't understand, because Hakimi doesn't work in a 4-4-2, but I would love to see a 4-4-2, because I would have loved if it was Smeltzer and Smeltzer, Hamo, Zagadou, and Guerrero as the back four. I rather let it be a back four than let it be in a back three, because Haaland needs support. Haaland was alone against PSG. It was just so obvious every time.
So you wouldn't say that Haaland bricked it. You thought that he had not enough service? Because I thought he bricked
I don't
it.
think. I listen. I thought he did his best, but there was not enough support. Hummels kept on kicking long balls to him, but he couldn't latch onto those balls because there was no support. You get what I'm trying to say? And he'd always had to rely on Hakimi to make that overlapping run or that attacking run that could change the course of the game. Hakimi was awful. He was awful. I'm telling you this right now, HH. He was awful in that game. I think he was like our worst player in that game.
Damn.
And that's why, for me personally, I want to see Favre sacked. And we need to go get a manager who
So
can play
they're not going to give Favre before everything halted, the turnaround in the Bundesliga, the win over Mönchengladbach, and also the the first leg performance.
No, this is the thing. This year is Jadon Sancho's last year as a Borussia Dortmund player. I would have loved if we won a trophy this year, because I don't know the implications of next season. I heard we're signing Thomas Meunier from PSG. I think he's a really good fullback. I think he's going to be the replacement for Hakimi. But my thing here is, what is what's call it? Favre has done nothing. Favre has done absolutely nothing. He's not won us a trophy. His first season, he absolutely failed. He only gave us a title race, and he absolutely did nothing. So for me, I just really want a coach I want a coach who has the experience of winning things. Someone who's like a Mourinho, someone who at least like, okay, we can win a DFB Pokal or get some trophy, because I believe that this Dortmund squad that you're seeing right now is a really good team. It's a
Okay.
really, really good
Okay.
team. They just need experienced coach. Yeah.
So let us hear some super chat here. So super chat here from Natsa, who says, "I'm actually liking BD Corner." So Natsa, you see, you're getting some love, man. You're getting some love, man, which is all good and nice to see.
He's my biological brother, anyway. Anyway.
Right, Christ.
Yes, Double H. Can you hear me?
So how would you rate the PSG's performance, specifically Neymar's performance?
Double H, I honestly thought like Neymar, he wasn't great, but he showed up in that one moment and scored the goal, which gave PSG the advantage.
What about his overall
overall
performance, though? His overall
yeah, to be honest, man, like he was kind of struggling, but I think he came up, he showed up so that he can give PSG the advantage. This reminded me of like Cristiano's performances, where it may not be eye catching, but he always makes that big moment in the game where to like give his team the advantage. I thought PSG made a lot of good defensive adjustments in the second leg because Holland was isolated, like you guys were talking about. I thought he could have been better, but I thought the majority was because of the PSG defending, to be able to mark him and limit him, and limit the service that would get to him. And overall, man, I thought PSG were conservative. They defended well, and they got the job done. And it was about time, man, because like they haven't got past the round of 16 recently. So now that they have the monkey off their back, they could maybe make a run. Hopefully the Champions League returns, of course. Hopefully this coronavirus ends. But yeah, man, I thought they did well. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
Okay.
Let's see who they draw in the quarters. Hopefully they can make a run.
Abdullahi, PSG, man.
Can you hear me?
What the Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, bro. We can hear you.
I watched the match. I was both in the Liverpool and the PSG match. I watched the match. Neymar was he played very very well in the first half, but in the second half he didn't show up. Like what Jujuma was saying, I'm gonna go with Jujuma because he's a PSG fan. For me, Favre lost that match.
Wait, easy. I'm not a PSG fan. I'm like,
yes, you are. Shush. You are. I'm like Karen. Yes, so he said
Favre lost that match. It was one that lost that match because those players were playing individual players. None of them were collective team. Like for example, Sancho. I remember Sancho. He saw a lot of chances in the first half or second half. He should have passed to Alan or passed to someone. He was kind of doing too many dribbles, too many this, too many that. Now you're a professional player. You play. Everybody is watching you. People are kind of putting you on the level of Kylian Mbappe. You don't play as an individual player. You pass the ball. You win. When you win, then you do all the kind of stuff. That's an experience comes in. When you win matches, you do that stuff. You don't do those stuff when you need goals. When you need to qualify, you don't do it. No. For me, I think I blame Favre for the loss because I keep questioning him. Why are you playing Torgan Hazard against PSG? Why? You need a creative player. What is Brandt doing on the bench? Why? And if you want to play Brandt, then bring him on in the early second half. Bring him on. Immediately you got in the second half, bring him on. Let him turn around the match because that's the creativity you need in your team. That's also creativity you need in your team. And I'm gonna say this to Neymar. Well done, Neymar. He showed up. But now I'm still not convinced yet about Neymar. I'm still really not convinced yet about Neymar. He has to perform consistently to show us, yes, I'm back. I want to see the Neymar of PSG in 2015. That's the Neymar I want to say right now. The Neymar I'm saying right now is not even showing him of 2015. I want to say the consistent.
Okay, so how would you grade his performance then out of 10? How would you grade his
out of 10? I'm gonna give Neymar 6 right now. 6.
What? 6?
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna give Neymar 6 right now because he hasn't showed up. PSG only qualified for the very first time in their history out of round of 16. Neymar showed up in the first half, but in the second half, it was awful. It was dispossessed a lot of time. So Neymar needs to show up consistently for us to show, yeah, I'm on the par. People are kind of rating Neymar ahead of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo as the top 2 tier 2. I remember you putting him in tier.
But you cannot deny the man's ability, bro.
No. If Neymar is tier 2, as Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are, who they perform consistently week in and week out, Neymar has to perform week in and week out. It's not injured now. Neymar is fully fit. He has to perform week in and week out for us to say that we have the new Neymar. Without this performance, I'm sorry. Even if he goes to Barcelona playing this kind of performance, the fans is gonna slate him. Why do we pay this amount of money for Neymar if he doesn't want to show up? So you have to show us Neymar we want to see for 2015 that we can say now we have the Neymar we want to see. But it was a good performance overall. A good performance overall.
Gaflo, man, should your boy Neymar be given more love based on what he did? Should your boy Neymar be given more love based on what he did and what the hell happened to Dortmund? Why did they break it?
Look, I didn't really watch this. I didn't really pay attention to this game like that. It sounded boring, so I didn't really, put too much thought into it.
Wait, why not?
I don't know. It just looked boring to me, man. I'm sorry. Was it interesting? Seriously, like I really don't know because I wasn't really paying attention too much to it. I had it on my laptop, but like I was spacing out through it because I wasn't really. I saw Neymar's goal, the header, and I don't think I saw the second goal. Who scored the second goal?
Is it Bernard?
It was a
Bernard.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I did see it. It must have been something bullshit for me not to remember. Yeah, look, the game looked okay, I guess. PSG looked in control of the game. Dortmund looked bullshit. I don't know if I'll get. Look, it's round of 16, okay? It's not even something going to be called a final. Like, it's not a quarter-final, semi-final. It has no final at the end of the name. It's a round of 16, bro. I don't pay attention too much to round of 16s. And yeah, I said it after the end of the first leg that PSG could have a chance because that your bomb donkey head was not in there, and they actually played very well. So
who? Wait, who you referring to?
You already know who he is now. Your midgets in the Italian midgets in the midfield. He wasn't there.
Little people. That's there. The right name. They're not called midgets. They're called little people. Please.
Okay, if you say so. But look, that's the thing. He wasn't there, and PSG looked a bit more flowy from the parts I watched. So I don't really have much to say about this game. Dortmund are showing why they are donkeys again. Like they're showing why they're bricks. PSG go through both of the bricks. One brick went through. It's no big deal.
Okay, that's harsh. Red. PSG. So, what did Neymar prove in this game, and what the hell happened to Dortmund?
So Neymar proved nothing in this game. He did what is expected of him. He did like literally the average, the bare minimum. You know what I mean? So I don't respect Neymar any more than I did before. I still think this is what he does. Like we all knew this was coming. I told you in both legs. I told you PSG are going through. PSG are going to go through. It was obvious, and they did go through in the end. I'm not disappointed by Dortmund. I feel like Dortmund overperformed. They actually made both ties watchable. They bricked it up in the second leg. They could have done a little bit better, but like overall, like I expected it to be like 8-2 PSG, but they made it a game. So yeah, like for Neymar, man, he has to keep doing this. Like we can't start like showering him with praise just yet. This is round of 16, HH. We're not in the quarters, not in the semis. This isn't a final. He hasn't done anything yet, but it's nice to see that he delivered. This is his first game at the park, and he actually delivered for his fans, even though nobody was in the stadium. But I mean, I guess like it's almost a moral victory. But yeah, so for Dortmund, what went wrong? The thing is their defense. Like Favre's not the guy. They need a better coach. Like Dortmund can't they make way too much money, but they never invest it really back into the club. They keep signing these young talent, and like it keeps coming back and biting them because like you sold Dembele for 100-something million. You sell what's his name? You get Haaland for like 17 million, which is a really good buy. But like why not strengthen your defense? Why not get some elite center backs? Why do you always buy these center backs that are really unknown or like don't really have history? And let's say, for example, if you look at their best defenders, let's say people always say like Achraf Hakimi, always mention that he's one of the best. He's a loanee. He's leaving. He's going to come back to Madrid. So all that time, all that playtime that they gave to Hakimi is now a waste for them. Like I just feel like they like the Dortmund fans deserve a little bit better. I feel like the club need to do more. Like they need to really compete. They need to do what Bayern do. Like it's cool to really develop young talent. It's cool to play open, free flowing football and have a philosophy. But if you don't have ambition, if you or strategy, then I'm sorry. Like all that is
so.
you're
Okay,
nothing.
So do you feel like me that specifically that Tuchel isn't the right man to win this for PSG? He's not the right man to.
That's a fact, HH. That's a fact. Tuchel's not the right man. No. They need someone. They need a better manager.
So why the hell did they hire Tuchel and persist with him? Is it because he plays attractive football? Why him?
Yes, exactly. That's why HH, because like look, Tuchel, he came from like when he was at Dortmund, he was known for introducing like young players. He had an open, free flowing attacking football. He had some good results in the Champions League group stages, and like he even reached, I think they reached the quarter with Dortmund. He reached the quarter. Like he had a pretty decent resume. The thing is that look, when you have superstars like Neymar and Mbappe, there's only a select few amount of managers that could really manage those kind of personalities. You can't really bring in somebody like Tuchel, who Neymar's career is bigger than Tuchel's entire career. Neymar's stint at Barca is bigger than Tuchel's career. Like,
that is true though.
Even Mbappe, HH. If we want to talk about even Mbappe, like, and you see it, you see the struggles. Like Tuchel can't even rotate Mbappe without causing a media storm. So like it's kind of it's a tough job. Like the PSG job is kind of tough because, to be honest with you, I don't think any of the players that sign for PSG really respect PSG. Like there's a certain respect you have for a club when you sign for them. But
what is PSG don't have a history. Same thing with like Man City. Man City don't have that much of a history.
But you know what Man City have?
When you sign for Man City, you see Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola has a history. When you signed for Man City with Pellegrini, there was not that history. So the issue with PSG's problem is they need to figure out a way of just winning a Champions League and another. Until they do that, it's a very nice paycheck, and you're living in Paris.
If you don't mind, I just want to say one last thing. Like you said it with Man City. Man City have Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's brand is off the chain. Any player would love to play under Pep Guardiola because you see the results. And plus, if Pep Guardiola benches you, nobody's going to question Pep Guardiola because look at his track record in the league. Look at his track record. I know in the Champions League, he's been a bit iffy over the past decade, but overall, I mean, like with the results of the trophies that he wins, it's understandable. Whereas with Tuchel, I don't think players will respect his decision as much because they'll be like, "Well, we lost. Look what you were wrong." They don't see his vision. They don't trust his vision. So I think they just need a manager with a bit more, that they respect more. Somebody that has a bit more power hungry. They need a dictator in the PSG squad. They actually need somebody that can manage.
I kept saying.
To be fair, no. Look, double H. To coach superstars, you need a superstar manager, and Mourinho, dude, I'm sorry, he's past it, bro. Actually, go to your game.
Whoa. 2010. I know
that was a decade ago. That was the last time he was relevant, man. Pass on, man. Move on.
Wait. My main thing is okay. No. Let's just open this up. Are you all saying that if Mourinho was the manager of PSG, they don't have a great chance of them? Okay, so you're telling me that Mourinho where is it? Let me know. Are you saying that Mourinho as the manager of PSG, that isn't a better chance of winning the CL over Tuchel, small boy Tuchel? PSG.
Mourinho is coming a small boy too.
I'll respond. First of all, I think we're being a bit harsh on Tuchel. Like everyone needs a chance before we.
Jujuman, he's a small boy. Jujuman, you know he's a small boy.
At least give him his chance. Like everyone starts.
How tall is Mourinho?
And with Mourinho, he's outdated. He will turn Neymar into a left back. Let's be honest. He will turn Neymar into a left back.
No.
That's
that's a false narrative, man. There is no way in hell.
Look at the games against.
He'll just make him more effective.
He's too conservative. His tactics are outdated. Like,
but he's a winner.
He's
a winner. That's the key thing.
He's not a winner. He hasn't won anything.
Well, the last time he was a winner, guy. When? Like seriously, when? I can't remember. Fred Finson was still around that time. When? See this guy.
Okay, wait, no, but are you telling me that if Guardiola had that same United team, they'd win any trophies? Are you telling me that if Guardiola had the same Tottenham team, they'll win any trophies? No.
He won't have had them because he won't have brought big players.
If Mourinho was the manager of PSG, they would have a much better chance of winning the Champions League than him, because at the point that Red made, the point I've always made, those guys, they need a dictator. They need an authoritarian. They need somebody to instill discipline and instill a winning mentality. Tuchel is a philosophy merchant. He's a philosophy merchant.
If Mourinho was there, all they would do is get to the quarterfinal and that's it.
And another thing, I think we should make an assessment on Tuchel after he's fired, because right now he's still on the job. He can win the Champions League for all we know. And with Mourinho, I mean, you saw against Tottenham, like, first of all, Tottenham need to get a real manager, because Mourinho, anyone that hires Mourinho is, I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish, because
Mourinho is a toddler, man.
Like,
Easy, man, relax. What the hell?
He's finished. Like, he needs to either go and improve his tactics and update and adapt to the modern game, or, I mean, he cannot just, because even against the team, I saw Dyer playing centre back. I know they didn't have the injuries, yes, but I mean, I saw that Tottenham game and I was like, it looks like they don't even have a manager. I was like, my first thought was, what do these people do in practice? Because it looks like I'm not sure what they're doing in training. Because
wait. Okay, no, let's not diverse a bit. Sorry, I need to bring in so FG. Thoughts on what Neymar did with PSG in the game?
Look, man, all I needed to see was that I think Neymar's finished at the top level. If you look at those both games in this tie, bro,
wait, easy. How finished? How is he finished when he's still at his peak? This is his peak. So how is he finished,
bro? If this is his peak, then I feel bad for him, because this is not impressive. If you look at both games, at best he was like a 6 out of 10 at best. I mean, and he's so weak physically. I mean, if he faces against like a proper team, against a great team, they would easily get the ball away from him. They would destroy him physically. And
I'd love to see PSG via Atletico.
Bro, if you face Atletico, I don't think he'll make it alive, honestly. And
by the way, Atletico
just
overrated. We're going to talk about that. That performance overrated.
And one final thing, your boy Mbappe, he came on the last 30 minutes. He was completely ass, like always. He's a nobody, and I'm gonna stick my neck out.
Now, to be fair, he was coming from an injury, wasn't he?
Bro, he had a sore throat. Bro. I mean, come on, man. He's not using his mouth to play football. And final take is, I think Haaland. I think they pissed him off, man. I don't know why Neymar and those clowns were making fun of him, because I'm telling you right now, he's the new white Pele. I'll end it with that. The new white Pele is Haaland.
FG.
He's the white Pele.
The sad thing about that is that
actually
Haaland is a teenager, bro.
No. LG.
The white Pele, man. I see the resemblance, man. Both, bro. He's gonna score 1,000 goals, man. 1,000. I mean, only difference is one is black and one is white, but there's some resemblance.
Well, they called Rooney Shrek.
No. That was Ferguson who called him that.
And we all saw how that's hot under. I mean,
never take any English hype seriously
like that.
I agree 100% with Jujuman and also FG.
It's in terms of what?
Like Mbappe was crap, and I don't get like I don't get this whole thing. That's so
the excitement. There's no excitement when you watch Mbappe play.
Nothing.
Sancho is that dude, man.
Sancho is much like Mbappe is just like speed, that's it. But Neymar is key for PSG, and also, but still, he doesn't look as. Back then at Barcelona, he looked like a sportsman, Now he looks more like a diva doing this. And
Number
like,
10.
Yeah, now he looks more like a actor. And at Barcelona back then, he was for me an actual football player, like a professional football player, and he was like awesome. But now it's so much show, and it really shows like the bad side of Neymar, in my opinion. It's still a great, and he's key for PSG, and I believe that they can make it. And I also believe that Tuchel is a great manager, and he's a much much better manager right now than Mourinho. I don't have a doubt.
Much better.
Yeah.
In terms of what though? Because how? But no. Because you know, like, first of all, I can't give you any kudos for Uber Eats as PSG manager. You will only be judged by what you do in the Champions League, and for now, they've just made it into the quarterfinals. So hopefully, if with the Champions League resumes, let's now see what they do.
Like,
where was Mourinho's last W in the Champions League? I can't remember.
We'll look at the teams he managed. Let him manage PSG, then you will see him in the final.
But Mourinho, Mourinho doesn't have any.
Didn't he manage Ronaldo? Where did he take him to? Semi-finals 3 times. That's it. Game over. The guy got dumped out by Jurgen Klopp.
Exactly, dude. Mourinho had peak Cristiano Ronaldo, and he still couldn't win the Champions League. What makes you think he's gonna do with Mbappe and Neymar, who are much worse, much lower?
Much worse. What?
Yeah, they're much lower tier than Cristiano. So look, man. If I were Double H, just start making the funeral for Mourinho, man. Just start making the funeral. Write the fucking what do you call it? Death.
My goat is better than yours. Double H, accept it.
By the way, Double H, Mourinho needs to go to the Brick Academy. We all know. He needs to be in the Brick Academy.
Wait, guys. Where's all this Mourinho hate coming from?
Let's talk about Mourinho.
From you, basically.
So after everything given football, this is how you repay him.
Let me speak about Mourinho.
What has he done to football? Seriously, buy a bus, buy a plane, buy a ship.
Let me land. How ungrateful are you people? Do you have no shame?
Let me speak about.
You have no shame. Based on everything this guy has given, everything he's done, you turn your back and you backstab. Wait. What does that make you as people, especially during these virus times, man? How?
Yeah, Double H. We're sorry that he gave us a plane, a bus, a ship, and everything that he packed in front of us. We're sorry.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Gatlock, speak.
I hope Mourinho
Actually, don't. Look, I'm going to mute you. Don't do it. Actually, don't do it. Gatlock, speak on it. I'm going to speak.
About what?
You want to say something, man. Talk.
Oh, yeah, no. Just bantering Mourinho, man.
Oh.
Double H, put a poll. Everyone wants Mourinho in the Brick Academy.
Yeah, well, I'll make it. I'm going to block the papers to come through. And I know the academy says that I should put in Class B, but I'm going to try and block that. So that's my thing.
No, but honestly, when do you think will Mourinho become relevant again in international football?
Oh, that's a splendid question, Kitty. When he's given a proper team, Tottenham is not his.
What makes you?
I'm sorry. Hold on.
What does it do to be like get into that position? You know, like you need to deliver. You need to perform good with the team. You know. When you get chance after chance after chance, I love him. He's like a really good coach.
One academy is done.
He's not an elite manager anymore, you know. Now the new breed of managers is like Nagelsmann, it's Tuchel, Klopp, Pep is still there, you know. All those coaches, they have all in philosophy how to win, playing with active attacking football. Mourinho is just bus parking and playing with strong players, but there's nothing. Dude, you don't see anything. Like, how could he take over?
Okay. So before I go to Gatlock and everything, all I'm saying, guys, is based on what Mourinho has given the game, he shouldn't be disrespected by giving the Tottenham job. For a man who has given so much to the game, I want to hear Bayern Munich, I want to hear Juventus, I want to hear PSG, and I will rate this. Wait, can I land?
Maybe they're beating.
Crash.
I will reiterate this point. I'll reiterate this point. Tuchel is from the road. He's okay. Tuchel, earn your stripes. Tuchel can't look Mourinho in the eye. Based on legacy and trophies. I know all of you guys like trophies and what if all of you stats people. Tuchel can look him in his eye. And I will say this again. Mourinho and PSG have a better chance of winning the Champions League under Mourinho than they do with Tuchel. There is a zero. Listen to me. Virus or no virus. there is a 0% chance that Tuchel is sniffing a CL trophy with PSG because Tuchel doesn't have the balls. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't have the balls to know what to win. He's a great coach. He's got a great mind, superb mind. But there's a thing about knowing how to win. Tuchel is not a winner. He's a philosophy merchant. Gatlock, what do you want to say?
Dude, you talk about Mourinho going to all these big clubs, but you still talk about Pep going to Scunthorpe to prove himself.
Because
why?
Because Pep has had it very easy in his career.
Not easy. Like to stay there, it's not easy. If it would be easy, Mourinho would have stayed there at the top.
No.
Double H, why did your precious club sack Mourinho in the first place?
Just very briefly. All I'm saying is this: Pep, you had arguably the greatest club player of all time, Barcelona. And you had the core of a Spanish team that won 3 international trophies in a row. You took over a team that's won the treble, that's got to the final 1 year and won the treble the next year. Then you took over a club that's pretty much the richest club in the world, where you can buy as many players as you want. I think that's having it easy. Gatlock.
Okay, give me a sec. I just want to look at this starting 11 for Mourinho's Real Madrid, who had, let's see, okay, he going with bullshit. He had Ronaldo. He had Modric. He had Varane, Ramos. This guy had some of the players that still won the Champions League the next year. This guy won the Champions League next year with Ancelotti. Majority of these players were still there. And later on, they went to go and win the Champions League 3 times in a row. So, like, I don't get it.
Look, Kaka's also one smooth guy from the road. I bet. Don't know Kaka. Look, man,
I don't get. Look, Mourinho. Look, I accept Mourinho being a great manager. Don't get me wrong. He has done a lot of good things. However, like you said, we should respect what he's done in the past. That's the past, bro. That is the past. Like I said, he's the manager version of Buffon. You were great. But that's it, man. That's it.
I'll say one more. I'll say one more thing. I'll say one more thing. The final nail in the coffin. Mourinho's decline is worse than Arsene Wenger's decline. I'll leave it at that, man.
Whoa. Look. 5-1, 10-2. No, bro. No. Arsene Wenger took too many L's, man. Do you know the caliber of the L's this guy has taken? I heard this guy won't consider 8-2. Like, it's embarrassing. No, I'm sorry. At least the parking the bus prevents that humiliation. Nah, man.
Let me move on to the next CL game. Let me hit the super chat. So, from Martin Rosario, he says, WG meant to say he hopes Uncle Mu gets Corona HH. Martin,
yes.
I know that is what this very, very sick-minded
he can't get Corona. He'll just park the bus and make sure he doesn't enter.
Jesus. Man, you guys are very wicked people, man. Eber Miranda, thank you for super chat, says that Moon never had a chance to build his Man U team. Thank you, Eber Miranda. Thank you.
Never had the chance. This guy was there for 2.5 years. And Ole is even doing a better job with less time.
Look,
what was the guy supposed to buy?
Clock, relax. Let me read super chats, man. Let me read you super chats. Natsa says, if you manage Tottenham, you're a nothing manager. Natsa, they do need to feed his family, okay? So if you're starving, you won't go and pick up something from the road. You just starve. He needs to pick up something from the road. Relax. So, guys, I want to talk now about Morata. Now, let me be clear here.
Wait, where's my apology? I said Morata would back 4 weeks ago during this preview.
FG, can I land?
Guys, before we continue, I was wondering, does the Champions League ever will be finished?
They're planning on one-legged ties for the quarterfinal.
Hey, what the hell? Hell no. No.
That's right.
No, that's a separate topic. We will get that. Trust me, that's a separate topic. We will definitely get that. Like after we're done with the Champions League, we're gonna have a whole discussion about what's gonna happen with the football season and so forth.
We'll be back when later. I need to grab something to drink.
Oh, okay, sure. Don't worry, you can pop that now.
5 minutes. Back.
Okay. Now, Morata, I want to talk about Morata right now. You see, that reaction that I had with Forward, it was many things. It was a combination of, I didn't think Atletico would even score. And they not only scored a third goal. Guys, you need to understand how much of a break Morata was for Chelsea. This guy was chilling out, living it up in Class A. This guy was living it up in Class A. And the thing about it,
didn't you say that he was going to do well in Chelsea? I remember the last time when in your talking tactics, you said he was going to do well.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
Give me a
you
sec.
have me confused. You have me confused, Mr. Receipts. I was convinced that Martial probably missed that chance. So not only did he help provide for that Llorente second goal, but his ability to make the run and finish was beautiful. I want to now talk about this game specifically, and I'm going to come first to LG with this. Looking at this game now, what do you put it on? Do you put it on Adrian's mistake? Liverpool being unable to execute in those 90 minutes? 32 shots. 32 shots. Or do you say, let's give Simeone credit, let's give Marcos Llorente credit, and let's give Morata credit?
Yeah, this is definitely on Simeone, but I would not say it's like a masterclass considering like they let in a lot of shots on target, but it was definitely a Simeone masterclass. Granted that he definitely brought on Llorente and Morata, and they both changed the game instantly, so he definitely had a major part in this. And look, man, people need to respect Cristiano, the GOAT, Ronaldo. Only person that can knock out Simeone's Atletico Madrid time. And where the fuck is that clown Hazem who said Salah was gonna bag a hat trick? Salah was gonna score shit. Bro, you're a fucking Egyptian runner,
Easy. Language, man. Language.
Please. He's a brick. Mane, I thought Mane was the worst out of the front three. Firmino, look, man, I don't even know what that guy's gender is these days.
But he scored though. He scored though. He scored.
Whatever. And look, if you want to beat Atletico, you have to cross the ball. That's literally the only way to beat this team. You can't break down the middle. So if any team like PSG, Barcelona, if they face Atletico, they're all going to get knocked out. So, and Morata, look, Morata's good. I thought Costa should not start anymore. He offers nothing other than that first minute chance.
He's
he did
finished,
nothing. Yeah, he's finished. I thought Felix did pretty well considering the circumstances. It was like at Anfield. So, and plus the Anfield crowd. Look, man, that stadium is overrated, man, overhyped. I didn't see any fear factor. The only time that fans were cheering was when they were on a counterattack. Other than that, they were silent. And look, man, all you Liverpool fans, man, I'm enjoying all you people suffer, and I can't wait when you don't win anything, because there's nothing more beautiful than watching Liverpool fans suffer, cry. Man, I love this game. That's my final say.
Okay. Let me hit the super chat real quick, man. From Yasir Saeed, man. He says, how dare you guys, you bunch of losers? Thank you. Don't dispute Mourinho, the GOAT. Bunch of bricks. Mourinho is the let me land, man. Let me land. Don't blame that he believes that he can win with bricks. Yasir Saeed, God will bless you, man. God will bless you. Abdullahi, man. Speak on this right now. So, do we need to give Atletico credit, or do we need to say that Liverpool messed up? And should this really all be blamed on Adrian? Abdullahi. All right. Red.
Yo, HH, yo.
Yeah. So, this whole thing, should we focus on Atletico doing amazing, or is it Liverpool they messed up?
No, I don't think Liverpool messed up. Liverpool played the way they always play. I felt like they it's just that their attack could be one dimensional in a lot of ways. They didn't really perform to their they showed up, but they weren't clinical, like not to their standards at least. I thought they showed up. They weren't. I don't think the players had the best game of their lives. I felt that they were, like FG said, like they did concede a lot of shots, but at the same time, the reading of the play, they weren't letting them like cross or cut back, or they were really shutting that down. Like all the crosses had to come from outside the box. They couldn't inside the box. They couldn't Liverpool couldn't navigate. I'd probably give. I'll give all the credit. Honestly, the only person who deserves credit from this match is Oblak, of course, but Simeone. Because, like, from what I saw, Simeone envisioned a scenario and he pushed
but some will say that, well, you did concede 32 shots, and if not for Oblak, you'd have taken the L.
No, but when you actually look at the shots that they can see, like, at no point did I feel like any of those shots were really, really dangerous.
You know what I mean? Sometimes Salah would have like those like dribbles when he comes in off the right, and he looked like he might just be able to take his shot and like like maybe with a crowded box he might like be able to confuse Oblak and get the goal. But no, I didn't see that, to be honest with you. Like no, none of the shots were like clear cut. Like I think they only had like 4 clear cut chances. And don't forget, this is a 120-minute game. It's not just 90 minutes, 120-minute game. So like they got an extra 30 minutes to really attack Atleti. But anyway, when you look at what Simeone did, like Simeone he didn't make any substitute. He was waiting for extra time. He wanted extra time. He expected to concede 1 goal. He expected. He was like the masterclass from what he did is the substitutions. And look at let's be honest. Look at Liverpool's goals and look at Atleti's goals, and tell me who's the team that plays the better football. Because Liverpool's goals came off of crosses, which they had to cross like 70 times to be able to get 2 goals. Atleti's goals came down the middle on the break. They played through their midfield and defense. Like that is quality. Like so for like I didn't like how Liverpool were like the Liverpool players and the manager they were really criticizing Atleti's style of play because
no we'll get there.
No, but but my point is like with Atleti, like this is a deserved result. They actually they came and took everything from Liverpool. They didn't just want to knock them out. They knocked them out. They beat them in 2 legs, home and away. They ended their Anfield unbeaten run in Europe and I think overall. And like they really like exposed them. They made them look toothless. Like don't forget, this is Liverpool, the best team in the world currently. This is a team that's making a mockery out of the Premier League, a team that's went to the 2 Champions League finals in a row. Like this is a very, very tall team. And the way that for Atleti to turn up like this and really expose them like this, they deserve credit, man. They deserve massive respect. So
okay, from your boy Martin Rosario, Football Hot member. Talk that ish, WG. Speak on it. WG, you obviously have fans here.
I'm the star of the show anyway, so I expect the praise. I expect the praise.
Yeah, sure. In your dreams, man. Bloody Mourinho hater. Ahmed, speak on it, man. What went wrong with Liverpool? How much can we blame it on Adrian? And do we need to give Atletico and Morata and Simeone more credit for what they did, man?
See, I think you have to talk about everything. This is a multifaceted game. Simeone, he produced a masterclass, and Oblak had a great game. But we can't just ignore the trashness of Liverpool's attack. Like I couldn't tell if Salah and Mane were actually trying to score, or if they're competing for who could squander the most chances.
So wait. So are you saying that they were trash or Atletico defended well? But they did have 32 shots though.
I mean, Atletico did the best they could. I mean, they weren't poor defensively. Liverpool created, but I mean, like when Salah missed that one chance where he dribbled past like 3 people and he cut inside and then shot that one high.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell who was trying to score, and I thought Salah had definitely just squandered the more chances than Mane, and then Mane goes and does the bicycle kick and skies a bicycle kick. So I honestly couldn't tell if Liverpool were trying to win or not. And then you had the Adrian mistake. Liverpool are just have cursed goalkeepers in Champions League. Karius. I hate to bring him up, but I don't see how Liverpool were planning on winning that game, playing with the attack playing like that. The whole attack just bricked. And then Van Dijk could have done better defensively.
So how much blame do you think Adrian should take then? Because a lot of people are saying that if not for Adrian, Liverpool would have gone through.
See, it's a mixed bag. Like the attack shouldn't have forced him into that situation. The attack should have won that game with the chances they had in regulation. Now, see, I know I'm a Salah fan. I like Salah, but he was a brick that game, and I actually wanted Atletico to win. After seeing the arrogance of Liverpool players, over since the first leg, but I just couldn't believe how trash Mane and Salah were in terms of finishing their chances today, the day of the game. And I just, it's fantastic that Atletico went through, and I think they can do something this season. Maybe a semi-final run. But Atletico didn't just beat Liverpool, as Red said. They broke Liverpool. Like this team is broken now. Like we saw them in the Premier League. They lost to Watford. They lost to the trash Chelsea team. I don't know what Liverpool are gonna do from now to the end of the season. And who knows? Maybe Corona strips them of their title. I don't know.
Whoa, easy. No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Before I come over to Gatlock, let me just take the super chat right now. So marvelous. Okay, now this is weird. HH, please tell that brickhead Natsa to return all the toilet paper he's hoarding. Hashtag return the paper. I have no bloody idea what the hell that means.
Oh yeah. One more thing, HH. One more thing, HH.
See what you've done, Double H.
I was reading a thing. I read an article. It was before the round of 16 began. It was about away goal rule. Right. I just want to mention it. People were talking about how it shouldn't apply in extra time, or there shouldn't be extra time in Champions League because 2 legs should be enough, and then they should just go straight to penalties. That was people were talking about that, and even Simeone, I commented on the the away goal rule in extra time, and all I have to say is I wouldn't be surprised if we see it changed. In the next 2 seasons.
No, keep it. The way actually that is one of the best ever inventions is the away goal rule. It's an absolutely brilliant.
No, they're saying in like extra time or having extra time. Because see, here's the thing that on the surface it didn't make sense. Because if you think about it, if you have the second leg at home, kind of like Liverpool, and then you go to extra time, that's 30 extra minutes. For the away team to score.
Oh,
it doesn't
for the
give
home
enough
team.
incentive. And at the same time, also, I mean, you've played 2 legs. So I was saying some people, first I think more research has to be done into it because I like the way it is right now. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised, if you wait for our bricks, if you wait for do end up changing the system.
No, it will be stupid. It will be stupid. Let me Abdullahi then speak on it, man. Atletico, Liverpool, man. Should it all be blamed on Adrian?
HH, I remember you. Firstly, you need to apologize to. You need to apologize to Diego Simeone. You need to because
I did. I sent an apology.
Out,
and also to Coach as well. Coach I'm sorry.
You need to apologize a lot because like the last hangout I came, I was like, Liverpool's gonna win this because it's Anfield, blah blah blah. No.
Yeah.
You're talking to
you can't take anything HH says seriously.
It's tier 3.
Easy.
In Diego Simeone, you have to respect them, man. If not for Cristiano Ronaldo, Atletico will have won 2 Champions League already. If not for Cristiano Ronaldo, they will have won.
One.
Is it 1 or 2? 1, right? So if not for him, they will have won Champions League. Cristiano Ronaldo always break their heart. Each time he plays, they know, my goodness, we cannot play with this guy. It's just too good. So when you have Mane, Salah, Firmino as your striker, are you gonna tell Atletico is gonna be afraid of them? No. So I need you need to give up Black some plus. Black should be ahead of Ter Stegen right now. That guy is so good. That goalkeeper is real good.
I'll still have Stegen ahead, but Oblak is really behind thingy. And also, don't give me this whole thing that's this proves Alisson is the best in the world. Don't give me that.
No. For me, I don't rate Alisson as that good goalkeeper. No, I do not rate him. I'm sorry. Liverpool fans, I'm sorry. I'm not being angry at this. No, I don't even rate Alisson right. Because Alisson, the only time Alisson is a very wonderful defender. That's why he has not been exposed. Now Van Dijk is showing some glimpse of declining right now, some glimpse of him right now. If Liverpool go into next season and flop again, we're gonna see the careers of Alisson. I'm being serious right now. Because people are kind of saying it's good. Oblak and Ter Stegen has been real good. They've been clutch for their teams. Barcelona, Ter Stegen. Atletico, Oblak. So those keepers needs to be like they need to be given some props in. And also we need to credit Diego Simeone. When he took out Diego Costa, people were like, why did he take out Costa? But we know the reason he took out Costa. He took out Costa and he bought on Llorente and Alvaro Morata. As a
Costa has not been relevant for ages, bro.
I abuse Alvaro Morata, but my goodness, I respect him a lot since he has joined Atletico. He's becoming another player entirely since he joined Atletico. A lot. I would have loved him to succeed in Chelsea because of the price tag we bought him from Real Madrid. But when he went to Atletico Madrid, I was like, okay, let's see how good he is. But he's been showing up a lot in Atletico. He's been real good. He's been coming up from the bench, starting and showing how good he is. He needs to be respected. We may put him in class B, maybe class A or class, I don't know, whatever break you want to put him right now. But he needs to be, Diego Simeone needs to be given support, man. He needs to be given support. Imagine beating Liverpool at home, at Anfield, My goodness. When last I even lost at Anfield? Maybe last year. Maybe last. I don't even know when the last game.
About 2 years.
2 years ago, beating them at their club and knocking them out of the Champions League, and here comes coronavirus, stripping them of the Premier League. My goodness. Oh my God. This is what, as a Liverpool fans, is the worst moment of their entire life. And I'm sorry.
We'll get there.
People are rating Salah. I'm saying it right now. Please do not, Liverpool fans, do not ever put Salah in the bracket of Cristiano Ronaldo or Kylian Mbappe. Please don't. Please, no. You don't. Please. Don't put Salah there right now. No. He needs to be performing consistently. He has been doing well in the player in the past 2 seasons. No. He's been flop in Champions League. We know that. Salah. He's been flop in Champions League. Yeah. So we don't need to put Salah in the bracket of Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, when you call a GOAT, you don't put Salah in a GOAT. Salah is not even a GOAT right now. It's not even a GOAT. Common of a cow. No. You don't put him there. Ronaldo and Messi are GOAT. So you don't put Salah there. I'm sorry. I'm still going to even choose Neymar ahead of Salah right now. So we need to chill about Salah. Liverpool need to chill about him now. He needs to perform consistently. And I don't know why club keep trusting. If Salah is not playing well, put him on the bench. Simple.
Yeah. No. We'll see. Oh, okay, wait. Let me hit some super chats. From Yasser Said. Thank you for the super chat. Yasser Said says Heynckes won the treble. Pep didn't. Enrique won the treble. So did Pep. Pellegrini won the league twice with City. So did Pep. Pep is a fraud.
Damn.
Well, look, I've always okay. Fraud is a harsh word. Just that any guy that says that I destroyed him and he can't give me a seal without Messi, I have to question you, man. Kadim, Liverpool and at Atletico, who do you give this to? Liverpool messing up or Atletico saying what's up?
I mean, Liverpool created a whole lot of chances against Atletico. And for me, I thought that they're gonna do it, that they're gonna win it. But then after this horrible mistake of the goalkeeper, I was like, okay, this is football, you know, like everything can happen, and it's on the one hand down to luck for Atletico that they didn't concede, and a really good performance by Oblak. And on the other hand, it was like maybe a lack of quality, that Liverpool was not clinical enough, and that they didn't have a better second goalkeeper. And yeah,
But can we blame it all on the keeper though? That's the thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Liverpool would have been more clinical and they would have scored a lot more and earlier, then the goalkeeper wouldn't have come into the situation, maybe, or this mistake wouldn't have been of any relevance. So it's on the one hand the lack of quality or luck to score early enough and a lot more goals. And on the other hand, it's also like you can't delete, or you can't just ignore this mistake by the goalkeeper. And in this situation, it was totally on the goalkeeper, this goal. And there was nothing the defenders of Liverpool could have done in that moment to do anything else.
Because they could have closed him down, especially the first goal, yes. The second goal, they could have closed down.
No, I argue that the second goal wasn't even a mistake of the goalkeeper. For me, it was not like a mistake of the goalkeeper. The second one but the first one was the vital one.
No. The first one is on Adrian. Yes, the first one is on him. Yeah.
And I was thinking that as soon as they got this, that okay, now Atletico will make it, but and they did actually. But what I'm saying is like in this moment, the defenders of Liverpool couldn't do anything, like, because the goalkeeper was expected to shoot the ball up front, or to pass it to somebody. But like in this moment, it's not like when the goalkeeper is at play, then the defenders and the players need to create a passing option for the goalkeeper. So you need to be wide. So like the central defenders and the the left and right back, they go to the wings to be there so that they can get the ball and to pass the ball forward. So they don't go to the strikers and defend or like guard the strikers. They just create or stay free so that they can receive the ball. So in this moment, when the goalkeeper was mistakenly passing the ball to this Atletico player, there was nothing the defenders could do in this moment. And I say that it's a lack of quality of the goalkeeper and of also the striker to score. And maybe I was thinking that Henderson's injury was really like
a major setback
in the rhythm of Liverpool, because when they started to lose games, they maybe lacked a bit of confidence. But also I must say that Liverpool created really lots of chances against Atletico. So if I would have scored, but Oblak is obviously like a world-class goalkeeper, that's undeniable. And but like why? What was about the Liverpool goalkeeper? Like the first one, why didn't he was injured?
Yeah, he was injured. Yeah.
So that's the thing, and like in the Champions League, and the like small details play a vital role. And I mean, Atletico is like a top class team, and if you don't have your first goalkeeper, then it's like it can become an issue. Like, and how it became. I mean, I think. Yeah, I mean, it can happen, and it's football, and it's I don't think it's like you can really put that against Liverpool. I mean, they're still like a great side, and it's football, and everything can happen, and that's what we want. No, I mean,
okay. So wait. Let me just hit some super chats real quick. From Marvelous, we will get to this topic. This is the next topic afterwards. It says void the Premier League. I want Liverpool fans crying blood and begging on their knees. Hashtag Tuma wins. Marvelous. We will discuss this on the next topic. Dora, it's coming very soon. And from yes side, we forget that Pellegrini reached a semi-HH. Yes, they did. And that is something that I find quite odd, which is why I'm so annoyed that the season is cut off, because I'm like, is Pep not going to reach a semi with Man City when Pellegrini somehow did? But it is what it is. BDCO, briefly, Liverpool at Atletico, speak on it briefly.
Hello?
BDCO.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna say I know everybody's bigging up Atletico, but bro, these guys are not trustworthy. I cannot trust in Simeone 1 single ounce to win a UCL. Like, he's literally like Real Madrid's like side chick, Diego Simeone. I don't know why, but he's just Real Madrid's side chick. I don't know. This is the thing. Atletico is they're a structured team they're a very good team in terms of a two-legged tie. But when it comes to a single one-off final, I don't think they can win a single one-off final. And I think that's the problem there. And another thing that I want to say too is HH. This Thomas Partey guy, to be honest, HH, I don't know why he can't show this in the national team.
It is what it is.
It's not what it is. It's not what it is.
No. It is.
He was
there are guys
awful
who
in the
are
AFCON.
good for their clubs and trash for the national sides. Look at what Igalo is doing for Man United right now. Why couldn't he do this for Nigeria? Why?
No.
Why?
No. But
that's the in
thing.
Nigeria, you're playing Argentina. It's a different thing.
Gatlock, relax. How can you say 1-on-1? Go on top.
No.
Really called talk, man.
Yes, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Partey is, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he still needs to show me more on the national stage. How can you not, like, you can pull up a performance like this in a Champions League night, but when it comes to an AFCON, a huge crucial game, he goes invisible. The past AFCON that we played, did you see Partey? I think Partey was one of the worst players in our whole team, bro. That guy was awful.
But
I don't even care.
it's a different manager, different instructions, different system, different tactics, and different environment. So you can argue that okay,
Okay, then
maybe the system mentions, but that's
okay,
too many players.
then what would you say about Jordan Ayew and so forth? Because they perform. I think Jordan Ayew was actually a better player than Partey
Oh no,
in
wait,
AFCON.
wait. Let's just get on. Let's focus on topic right now. So,
Mhm.
do you put this on Adrian or do you put this on what Morata, Llorente, and Simeone were able to do for the win and Oblak?
Bro, it's just Atletico is just trying to put up a show. It's just a one-time show thing. This team is not going nowhere, man. Like it's just them doing it for one two-legged tie, trying to show people that they're back and this is that. But these guys are not trustworthy. Simeone is an untrustworthy man. Like you can
Okay,
never
let,
trust
let
that
me
guy.
let me rebut out to what them because I'm sorry for breaking up. I think we need to Benico, you need to credit Diego Simeone because he has only
I'm not
lost.
I'm not
He only lost.
crediting this. I'm not
He only
crediting this
lost
bald guy.
against
There's
Cristiano
no way I'm
Ronaldo.
crediting this
He only
Simeone
lost
guy.
against
Wait.
Bro,
Okay. I'm like just
bro,
quick.
bro,
We need to we need to round up. But quick rule.
okay. Can I say
No, wait.
look,
Which like Abdullahi just gave your quick response, and then we need to move on because trust me, we have a lot of stuff to talk
no,
about.
no, no. Let me
yeah.
say one thing, HH, one more thing. I beg you.
Okay, very quick.
Okay, so HH, bro, this guy went to extra time with Real Madrid. He lost 4-1. He lost 4-1. 4-1 in a final against Real Madrid. And he could have gone he even played penalties in 2016 against Real Madrid. And he lost that too. So you're trying to tell me this guy is trustworthy? Hell no, man. I'm not trusting this guy any day. This guy is a pimp. I'm sorry,
Or
man.
okay, Abdullahi, your response.
I'm gonna reboot what he said. I'm gonna say no because when you have a Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, my goodness, that is a win-win for you. I'm sorry, that's a win-win for you. Liverpool doesn't have Ronaldo. Liverpool doesn't have Leo Messi on their team. Those players are match winners in your team. When you have them in your team,
I
those
don't
are match
care
winners.
though. I don't care.
Diego
Win the
Simeone lost.
UCL.
He only
Win the
lost
UCL.
against
Look at all the
Wait,
players
we
you
need to
have.
shush.
No, HH,
Simeone
look at
said,
all the players that
he
Lady
said when you have Ronaldo and Messi in your team, it's game over for any team. It's game over. You wanna tell me that Liverpool team, they have Salah, Mane, Firmino, Anderson, all those kind of team. None of those players, none of them have the attribute of Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in the team. Because those two players are match winners in any team. Any team they play for, those are match winners. Ronaldo for
Okay,
Portugal, Ronaldo for
okay.
Ronaldo for Portugal and Real Madrid.
Wait. I think
No, but the thing here,
wait. Look, we need to move on. We need to move on. Trust me, what do we here for? We need to move on. So yes, Said again. He says, "I imagine being a Liverpool fan right now." Dore Said will be getting to it right now. We'll be getting to that right now very soon. Gatlock, briefly speak on it. Liverpool messed up. Adrian messed up, or should we give more credits to Atletico and Simeone for the win?
I just want to apologize a little bit to Atletico. I'm sorry for calling you guys attacking virgins. You guys beat Liverpool, and yeah, look, I apologize. Okay, my respect for Simeone is from 2014 to 2018. I didn't respect him 2020. I didn't think he could do it, and let's be honest, there was a bit of luck to it in the first 19 minutes because Liverpool. Oh my god. I don't understand. You have 31 attempts, 32 attempts. I think 18 were on target. Look, credit all black, I admit it, but some of the shots were way directly to him. He made a lot of amazing saves, but there were a lot of shots that I feel the players could have done better. Like I see, because they had so many chances, they just felt, we'll just keep trying. During your Twitch, I was talking to some guys in the chat, and I said, Liverpool need to score, because if you give Atletico one chance, they had that Saud
Bro,
chance on the offside.
I did not
They
see
were
Atletico
lucky.
scoring. Let me be real. I did not see Atletico scoring
My prediction after the first leg was
that game.
2-1 to Liverpool for Atletico to go through on away goals. I didn't expect them to score. I had 3-2 in my head, but I was like, nah, they won't score 2. That was what. And Morata, seriously, you had Morata score against you. In fact, you had Morata have an assist and score again. Bro, look, that extra time was bullshit from Liverpool. It was the whole team that messed up. Okay, Adrian messed up the first goal, but the defense for the second goal, I was confused on how they just let Morata walk through them. Llorente just had so many. Milner actually, Gomez was backing up. What? You know, funny thing, they keep saying Van Dijk doesn't get dribble pass. However, the shot came from outside the box, so they need to dribble pass him. See that's the funny. Oh my god! Like it's a crazy thing that happened that game, man.
Backing off, bro. That is where the whole backing off thing came back to come and bite you in the back. You know,
precisely. Well, look, for what Bidiko said earlier about you can't trust Simeone. Let's be honest, bro. They are not going to win the Champions League. It's we're only bigging him up for this game. I'm only bigging him up for this game for what he has done. The guy showed me a throwback to the guy I respected. And yeah, I want to get onto some Donkey Kong guy. What's his name? That guy that said, what did he say again? Wow, Real Madrid are going to be going back into the dressing room and they'll be thinking, we've not played anything better than this. What the fuck are you saying? Like, seriously, that guy pissed me off for what he said. Like,
Owen.
Yeah, this team, Atletico and Simeone, they faced literally the team that's dominated the Champions League. Okay, they faced BBC, they faced Emerson, they faced literally the treble-winning team. They faced the team that went times in La Liga.
Look, it's arrogant. Things are, and also Owen, the guy's a brick analyst, man. That's a brick analyst.
No, there's some English analysts that are very good that I like, but he's not one of them. I'm sorry, he's not.
No. Okay, all right. Juju man, speak on it. Atletico, Liverpool. Adrian also to blame, or Simeone and Morata? Should we give Llorente and Morata some love?
First of all, I think with this game, from Liverpool's standpoint, I think I say it was a mixture of fatigue and
fatigue.
Yeah, like it was fatigue. Like the team looked tired, and another part was Adrian. I mean, he gave away a free goal. That was a free goal, and the second goal, people say it's not his fault, but I mean, I've seen better goalkeeping. I mean, he should have saved that at least.
Yeah, but the defender should have closed down.
True, but
they didn't close down.
But I mean, I expect that from Hugo Lloris, but I mean, a top class Alisson is more. Alisson is saving that one. Alisson is.
Hugo Lloris is a World Cup winning captain, by the way. You know that.
Yeah, he's there because of the racial quota. I don't think he's the best goalkeeper in France. And the other thing is with Adrian, the first goal, free goal he gave away. I don't know what he was thinking. Second goal, I mean, I'll give credit to Atleti. I'll give credit. That was a good goal, but I mean, he has to do better. You cannot. I mean, it wasn't that close. Like he should have saved that one. And then
but
Morata. Let's be honest, we were all surprised he finished. I thought he was going to miss. Like that was maybe a little goal. But with Atleti, I'll give him credit. It wasn't a defensive masterclass. I have no idea what the commentators were saying. If you look at the stats, I'm not going to read the stats because everyone is probably sick.
I don't know which commentators you were listening to, bro, but I don't think anybody thought it was a defensive masterclass.
The commentators stayed up, sure.
I agree that like people who are saying that it was Simeone's tactical masterclass.
That's the only thing I agree with Owen, what he said, that it wasn't really a masterclass.
No. Wait.
Liverpool had a lot of chances.
Wait. But what I will say though, not a masterclass, but his substitutions.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Llorente and Morata changed the course of the game. So those are his substitutions.
True, I'll
So
give him from management, but with Atleti, I mean, it doesn't change how I rate them. Unless they get lucky. This Champions League, you can get lucky. But because the one concerns I have about this team, Liverpool had four clear-cut chances in that 90 minutes. The one Robertson hit the crossbar. The other one, Firmino missed an open header, and I don't know why he headed the ball outside. All Black was working overtime that first half, but he's amazing. He's amazing, and the one thing I'll give. So talking about defensive, back to the defensive masterclass point is. It wasn't a defensive masterclass. Liverpool had lots of chances, and the one thing I'll give Atleti is they did a good job from they made Salah, and even though they had their chances, they made Salah and Mane irrelevant somehow. They made Salah because they weren't like every time they had
those two can
they
be
were
relevant
so
in
far
clutch
away from
moments.
the goals to cause any damage. So that was one thing they did well. And with Liverpool, look, if I was a Liverpool fan, I mean, you can't get upset about this game. The team just looks like they need a break, and I mean, no one.
No. They have been very insensitive, but they had the chance. They had the chances. The chances were there. The chances were there at Anfield.
I mean, the last 2 years they've accomplished more than the. Let's be honest, the players and like they have limited ability. They have accomplished a lot for the players they have. But the players they have accomplished.
Everybody, you need to relax, bro.
To be fair, he has a point. Let's go bullshit.
They have accomplished a lot. So with this game, I mean, I wouldn't be upset if I was a Liverpool fan. Plus, I mean, Adrian misses. And the last 2 points is, I was impressed how people say 62 crosses, but there's nowhere in the rule that says you have to cross a certain amount of time. But
those guys are too predictable. Liverpool are too predictable.
But
Spamming crosses anyhow. Do they have any other tactics? Do they have any other tactics?
Wait.
Just spam. Come on.
There
are other buttons on FIFA than
I think
the box.
Place in Gengen pressing. I don't know why he stopped the Gengen press. I don't know why he stopped it.
Wait. I'll learn before I'll let you stop it. I'll learn. So they created a lot of chances, and that I think that Liverpool. I mean, the best team, not the best team, but Atleti somehow won. And depending on who they get, they can go far in this competition. But I still don't consider them. I don't consider them.
All right. So let me just
hold on. Just one question.
What?
I'm confused. Where are the Liverpool fans in this chart?
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Like I say, I've been looking through. I can't find Josh Bond. I can't find King Soul.
No. Trust me.
What the hell are
we'll be getting there. Trust me, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because this is what this whole thing is building on. We're gonna get there. So Yassir's side says that Owen is hated by United and Pool fans. Sad. Yeah, well, that's because he's a brick analyst. So Christ, just round us off real quick on this before we go to our next topic. Thoughts, Atletico and Liverpool. Just keep it brief.
Yeah, man. So basically, man, this was a game of Liverpool just crossing the shell line for 90 minutes, dude. That's what it was. And see, the thing is, that doesn't always work, dude, because when you actually face an organized defense, dude, who knows how to deal with those crosses, it doesn't work, man. And there's a reason why, Ronaldo's the only man to knock out Atletico over 2 legs, because the only way you can really beat Atletico, like Juju said, is by crossing the ball. But that doesn't always work, man. And, man, I think Liverpool got exposed for their lack of creativity. Because at some point, man, like, you have to learn to create chances through the middle, man. And they could not do that.
Right.
And I think this... Yeah. What's up?
Sorry, I'll interrupt you, sorry. The one thing about Cristiano beating Atleti, I mean, that comment is propaganda by CR7 fans. But
for goodness sake,
it's a big accomplishment.
Be careful, they know where you live.
It's a big accomplishment.
You're like Messi.
Wait, man, are you sure? Juju, man, they know where you live.
Don't hate, man. Don't hate on the man. Don't hate on great.
Juju, I don't want you. I beg.
Come on, man.
I just learned. I know I'll receive hate, but if we were playing tennis, that would be a good comment. But there are other 10 players, and Last time I checked, he doesn't defend. So
You know, this guy scored a
his
hat
team- I
trick
mean, he was part of the
twice
team,
in the
so-
Champions League against Atletico. This
propaganda.
guy scored a hat trick twice
Anyways, can I
against
continue?
Atletico in the
I was
Champions
gonna
League.
say- I was
Wait,
gonna-
wait, let's Christ land. Let's Christ land.
Yeah, Double H. I was gonna say that. This dude, don't you know what? You know what really changed the game, dude? I'll tell you what it was when Liverpool scored, dude. Because Atletico did not want to attack, man. It took Liverpool taking the lead for Atletico to start actually attacking, dude, and trying to score. And I think the only part Simeone got this game right was when he brought on Llorente and Morata, because those were the key, substitutions,
Funny,
that
those are Real Madrid
came
players.
up. And yeah, I agree with Juju because Alisson was terrible, Double H. I mean, despite the terrible defending on the second goal, dude, that was an easy save, man. Like, a decent goalkeeper would save that. But regardless, Atletico deserved it. They stuck to their game plan and it worked, man. So, and they can go far in this Champions League, Double H. Over 2 legs, man. If you face Atletico, all I'm saying is good luck, man. Because they can beat a lot of the teams that are left, in my opinion.
And one more thing, Double H. I want to go back to Juju's point about saying it's a Cristiano propaganda.
I knew it.
Because
you're
you're
literally the most predictable person on the planet Earth. Literally.
No, because you're fucking goat, Juju. Messi, he faced Atletico twice in the Champions League in 2014 and 2016. He got his ass knocked out both times. Scored 0 goals, got 0 assists. Well, Cristiano knocked him out 5 times.
True.
He didn't. It was Real Madrid. Like, it was a team effort.
No.
We have the
Yeah,
same
Oh, come on,
it's
bro. A
Cristiano
hat trick.
and the high- it's
No,
Cristiano
look,
and 10
no.
bricks,
Look,
bro.
he did it for Real Madrid and Juventus. He scored a hat
I mean, look
trick
at that Real
for
Madrid
2
team right now. They're going
different
trophies
teams.
back to back. So
He did it for 2 different teams, bro. You can't just say it's the team alone. He did it for 2 different teams.
Juju, I wasn't
A
trying to bring
hat-trick.
up propaganda, man. I was just bringing up the point that Ronaldo's the only one who can do it because of his aerial ability.
Only one.
what I was.
That's extreme.
Yeah, I mean, it's been
Only
proven,
one.
man. Nobody's ever done it. So I mean,
You know how many hat tricks this guy scored against Atletico? 3.
Julian,
In their home.
Stop hating, man. Stop hating.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying. I mean, if we were playing tennis, I would give him all the credit. But it's a team.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Oh, okay, look, man. Let's ride.
Hold on, there's one more thing I need to say about this topic. Look,
what? Make it brief,
the English, look, the Premier League should make sure that if the coronavirus allows this Premier League Champions League come back, they should better hope that Real Madrid don't knock City out because, bruv, we already know these guys are out. Chelsea, there's no point talking about them. But if Real Madrid actually knock City out, that'll be 2 Spanish teams. I'm telling you, they should just double it for them. Premier League should double it for the Spanish teams. I'm telling you, because that'll be too much, man. Like, these guys are poor right now. They see knocked you guys out. Come on.
Oh no. Well, if things go through, I still roll with City to make it through. With what Atletico did, anything can happen. So look, man, let's deal with this right now. So the coronavirus, man, Brick Rona, it's here, it has come, and it now wants to now bring palaver now. So this is where we now stand right now. I am very clear in my thoughts on this, and I speak about this in the fairest way possible. In no way, shape, or form should Liverpool be handed the title when they have not yet won it. Because it doesn't matter about them being far ahead. It doesn't matter about them, we should just assume. No, it's not about assumption. Mathematical. Because if you hand Liverpool the title, everyone will always say that, they didn't actually win it. Yes, they were ahead. Yes, they only had 2 games, but you had 2 games to win. You do not mathematically win the title. But even more so, if you hand Liverpool the title, what happens to the relegation zone? Because if you hand them the title, that means those 3 teams in the relegation zone have to be relegated and say, whoa, wait a minute. The season isn't over yet. We still have games to play, and there are guys that are on level points. That is why that West Ham owner said, "Oh yes, please, I want to involve the season now." Yeah, of course you do, because you're not in a relegation dogfight. So that is the only knock-on effect. I believe that we don't know how the hell we're going to be in lockdown for. We don't know what the hell is going to happen. But whatever happens, it's going to be a complete mind f of a rescheduling. This season has to be extended. It has to be done for. I feel that you put the Euros to next year and you finish the season off in June. You finish the season off in June alongside the Champions League. It's going to be a fixture crazy congestion, but it is what it is. We're living in unprecedented times, but the season must be finished. So that's where I stand. So
Yeah,
let me wait.
Hold on, Double H. If you move the Euros to next year, you're going to be clashing with the FIFA Club World Cup.
FIFA what?
The Club World Cup is longer. It's from June to July.
I know exactly what you said. Forget that thing, man. Who cares about the Club World Cup?
Dude, it's FIFA. It's FIFA. They're higher than Euro, bro.
God clock, I don't give it down. Listen to what I said. Cancel it. We're in unprecedented times. Euros should take precedence over FIFA Club World Cup. FIFA Club World Cup, my foot. Look, man. Wait, but before I come to Ahmed in this,
you know Chelsea could be in it, right?
God clock, relax. Chill,
I'm just saying, like, yeah, disrespecting it, but they could be in it. I know.
Yeah, you're European winners, like 2012 and 2018 European winners.
Excuse me, what?
And also,
because they won the Europa League, that's why they can be in it.
Let me land this super chat, man, please. Federico Mawari, thank you for the super chat. Put some respect on Alisson of how important he is on this team. The man beat back-to-back Barca. I don't care, with two different teams, with Liverpool and Roma. You see, I mean,
how do you beat a team with being a goalkeeper?
See, okay, I don't mean to be rude, but this is the kind of brainless stuff that just makes me go crazy. How did Alisson, a keeper, single-handedly beat Barcelona? How? First of all, how many crucial saves did he make in that second leg? In the first leg, Messi beat him from a free kick from about 50 yards out. It was the top corner. Sorry.
One point about Alisson. I believe, look, Oblak probably sort of proved that he's actually kind of better than Alisson, because if you think about it, he faced the same front three that pumped Alisson 6 goals. Was it 7 goals on aggregate against Roma?
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, that's fair.
Yeah, okay. Alisson, he's still a great goalkeeper, but
no, but he's dead. So, Ahmed, what do you think should happen? Should Liverpool be handed the title now because we don't know when the season will start, or should we just wait until so we can finish off the season? How would you do it?
Hell no, you don't give Liverpool a title. Why would you give Liverpool a title? It makes no sense. Like, sure, they can say that they're ahead, they're this, they're that. Mathematically, you can still catch them. That would be unfair to City. That would be unfair. I'm not sure if Leicester are mathematically out of it or not. But if they're not, that would be unfair to them, because every team deserves a chance to go for it. Just like all the teams that haven't been mathematically relegated yet, which I don't think any have, deserve the chance to fight for safety. Like you can't just hand the league title over. You can't just relegate teams just like that. That's stupid. And in terms of what they do with scheduling, I think that what you said is the only right option. Delaying Euros till 2021 and then just extending the season. Another thing I think doesn't make sense is the people, because I saw a thing on ESPN FC. They're talking about how Champions League might be one leg. I think that doesn't make sense, because I don't feel that it'll be needed.
Oh no, please no, hell no. For me, in June it's okay. If let's say we can get out of the doghouse of this whole situation by June, I think in June and maybe even July, screw a thingy break, June and July, to do it over 2 legs. And if you just do it for June, beginning of July, and then you start the season later on. So basically, what you happen for June and for July, you can still have the 2 legs of the Champions League and the season. And then the players now have, let's say, the last 2 weeks of July and the first weeks of August to now rest, and you start the season late August or early September. Cool, we're good, So yeah, no. Don't do that whole one leg thing. The Champions.
Yeah, that, and also I want Oh, okay.
No. Finish off. I'm gonna finish off.
I just want to point something out that coronavirus saved you, HH, because I had the memes ready
Oh.
after the second leg of Bayern Munich Chelsea. Like, you remember what I did last time? You remember what I did to you last time, HH? I was ready.
Do you know how good? Because do you know what this means? This means that if this thing resumes, Chelsea will have a full strength team. Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, all that kind of stuff.
Lewandowski will be back too.
What difference did that make?
The turnaround is real. The turnaround is real. Loftus-Cheek, we believe in you. Turnaround is real. This is a blessing in disguise. Zad.
Okay, I'm going to record this as well.
Thank you, Lord. So let me take this quick. So from Corwin Cyrus, he says Barcelona v Atletico is better than Real Madrid versus Atletico. This panel doesn't watch La Liga. If you don't believe it, go on Google. Okay, I'm confused. So do you mean the matches are better?
Well, I mean, in terms of La Liga matches, yeah, because Real Madrid, Atletico games tend to be very boring in terms of La Liga. But in terms of Champions League and all that, Madrid, Atleti have had the higher profile matches for sure.
Okay. From Marvelous, it says, stop the long talk and void the league. The FA said they need 15 teams for and against. I hate Liverpool. Void the league. Void.
It's actually 14 teams instead of 15.
Okay. So let me come to FG. So FG, what do you so where do you stand on this, man? Should Liverpool be handed the title, or they should try and extend the league? Should they avoid the league? FG.
No. Look, and Liverpool games to win. Liverpool would lose the next 9 games than them winning 2 out of 9 games. Because
come on,
bro. There's more. There's more evidence. There's more. I mean, dude, there's more evidence backing them bottom of the league. If you ask any Liverpool fan 3 weeks ago, did you win the league? They would damn tell you no, they haven't. You know why? Because they deep down know they would bottom the league. And let's be honest, out of those 9 games, they have to face City away, they have to face Arsenal, they have to face Chelsea, they have to face Burnley, they have to face Newcastle away.
Did you just call us not Chelsea?
They could beat.
He did.
I mean, let's be honest. Liverpool capitulating, so they could definitely lose those against those teams. That's 5 games out of 9, so they could definitely lose the weekend. They should never get the title.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, they should not receive the title. I mean, I personally think they should just cancel all the league. See, there should be. I mean, if they don't want to cancel the league, they should do a playoff spot for the top 4 who wins the league title and the playoff spot for the relegation. So, and also they should definitely do the Champions League. That's the one thing they cannot cancel, because I'm waited 2 fucking years to see Cristiano win the Champions League with Juventus. They cannot take my moment away. So they have to keep the Champions League alive.
You know he's training to Lyon, right? You know he's training to Lyon.
Wait, FG, how are you convinced that he'll win it with Juve this year?
Dude, I just got this feeling, man. I'm looking at these teams, bro. Liverpool are out. Madrid are not that good. Barca are not that good. PSG are chumps. The City are ass. It's there for the take, man. It's there for the taking.
PSG are chumps.
Yes,
yeah, man.
Look, just belch. The feeling will go away. If you belch, the feeling will go away.
Yeah. All right.
One more thing, man. I think it might be one more thing. I'm 22 in December in the Tour Euros. Here in December, I think it'd be pretty fun. And plus, if the Euro in 2020 in December, if it works out, then we know for sure the World Cup in 2022, which should be taking place in December, would also work out. So it's a good test run, long term wise.
Okay.
On a side note,
wait, I'll come to answer this. So from DJO, Daniel Jones Otego, who is a Football Hub member, says play the Champions League and the Premier League in the summer. I believe that is the most sensible thing to do. I think UEFA have to just accept that the Euros simply can't take place this summer, and in order to try and fit the importance of the Champions League and the league, that summer slot has to be given to sort these games. I think it'll be real
But-
fun. We're gonna have some Champions League and some thing in the summer, if that is we get out of the woods with this whole coronavirus thing.
But the thing is, I remember an article came out, and the WHO said, because they were asked about the Euros, they said they doubt Corona would be controlled by June.
No. This is best case scenario. Like we are looking at for September, October. Maybe people would only start coming out of this whole thing. I'm talking best case scenario, guys. This is end of days, bro. We are this is free. This is crazy. It is crazy what times that we're living in, but it's madness. It's mad. China and South Korea are only still coming out of it, and they've been dealing with it for the past 3-4 months. It's messed up. Red. Should Liverpool be handed the title? Should the season be voided? What should happen?
No. You shouldn't. If you void the season, nobody gets any title. That's it. The season's just written off. It's harsh because Liverpool deserve it. Like if it were up to me, I would say they're not. They're gonna win 2 games out of the remaining games, but you can't say that because there's still mathematical possibility that they could lose.
Yeah. There's always the possibility.
So because of that, you just simply can't, because you said it earlier, HH. There's always gonna be that asterisk on that title. Like, well, you didn't really win it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was given to you, even though we all know that Liverpool deserved it. We all know that, but as long as there's a possibility, you can't give it to them. So you either void the league, all leagues, like that's it. Like we write off the season as if it never happened, which is perfect for us because guess what? Hazard's first season wasn't a flop because it wasn't a real season.
Wow.
But
wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
Honestly, guys, the ideal scenario, what I think, in my opinion, is that they should just relax. Maybe if we have to go March, April without any games. But then May, June, July, you continue the season. The season usually ends in May. We push it back to June and July. You could do
But what if, from what medical guys are saying, that there's nothing in June and July? Then what? What if we're in September and we're still in lockdown? We're still in self-isolation?
We need to relax. Like it's still not near pandemic levels. Look, it's a serious threat. People have to be careful. Wash your hands, guys. Always sanitize. Be sure don't touch your faces unnecessarily. Like take precautions. But look,
I don't understand that. Don't touch your face. I'm confused.
No, like as in gatlock. Like let's say, for example, like if
that's
you're
when the virus gets into it. It gets through your nose and your mouth.
Yeah, like what you have to do is make sure that your hands are clean before touching your face. Like if you wash your hands with soap, and soap only, hand sanitizer doesn't do anything, guys. Soap, use soap. Hand sanitizer also weaken your immunity, so stay away from. Don't overuse hand sanitizer. Water, soap, wash properly. That way, and wash constantly.
Do you know how much money those companies have made from hand sanitizer?
So much money.
Oh my god, people are so.
I went to Sainsbury's today, bro. I saw no hand sanitizer. Nothing.
They're so flipping stupid.
And if you actually look it up, like I said, like you overusing hand sanitizer is really bad for you. Like your immune system gets weaker because you're killing good bacteria that's on your arm when you're using hand sanitizer. You're not supposed to do that. Soap, on the other hand, deters that stuff. So just use soap, use water. Don't, like I said. Anyways, let's get back to the point. Either you void the league, and then you just, for the next 4 months on lockdown, you try to prevent it, try to calm down the situation so you can start the Euros, start the next season fresh. Or you skip the Euros, you postpone the Euros till next summer, or you till the winter, like FG said, like have it as a tryout for the World Cup, and you just continue the season over the summer, June, July, and then possibly August. But that's going to be pretty difficult because the transfer window is going to happen. So it's a very difficult situation. I think the easiest one is to void the leagues, to be honest with you. That is the easiest of all, of all the solutions, because this way we'll have what? Well, it's March right now. We're halfway through March. We have April, May, June, July, August till the next football season starts, and we go again then, because it's like we have like, I'm sorry, I know it's harsh for Liverpool, but like, I mean, public health and safety is a priority, to be honest with you. Like, it kind of sucks because even this season is probably Madrid's greatest chance to win a La Liga over Barca, because Barca are weak this season. Like, and not only that, Bundesliga, or Serie A, this could have been the season where Bayern and Juve might not win it. Lazio. This is the second time this happened to Lazio, by the way. Rahemski showed me this stat. Like, apparently Lazio back in the 70s, same thing happened. Like, they were number one in the league, and then the league was void, and they never got their trophy. So there's precedent. This has happened before. So we can't take it personal. We have to always, like, football is great, but
Yeah,
it comes second to human life.
It's secondary to health, man. It's secondary to
Exactly.
health.
It's always
Guys,
second.
guys,
to your
look.
health, so.
Well, I'm scared. If you void the league, dude, you need to start looking for Liverpool fans for suicide watch.
No,
Dude,
like,
yeah, you think Corona is bad. Look,
you see, that look is very right. If you void the league, we will have a greater threat than the virus, which is that Liverpool fans will wage they'll wage a world war on the world. Trust me. Like Liverpool, like that would Liverpool, they'd go mad. They would literally go
that's
mad.
3 decades.
There
bro.
is a solution. There is a solution. Like I was thinking about this. I was like, look, we have these leagues like where let's say for example Liverpool only are 2 wins away from winning the league. The Premier League could be like, you know what, since it's so narrow, we're gonna have 2 more rounds. When Liverpool win the league, that's where we consider the end of the league. Because it's only 2 games, 180 minutes.
Yeah.
You can do it behind closed doors. Let Liverpool play their game, their last 2 games, and let every other team play their last 2 games, like Arsenal, all of them. And then whoever's in the relegation zone gets relegated. Whoever's in top 4 gets the Champions League run. Everything, because like the Premier League is pretty much wrapped up. You can't do that in Serie A, La Liga, because there's too many. You have to play till the last day.
Actually, you know what? There is a way.
Could you do it in Bundesliga?
Wait, no, you know what? There is. I think Red has hit onto something. My thing about this is this, and this is something where the games can be played, but they'll all have to be behind closed doors because we now know what this is. China and South Korea, they have testing modules. So
that is
wait, let me land. So my thing about this is that you invite, so what's it called? It's the staff, the players, and so forth. Everybody comes through stringent testing. So you get tested, the whole thing where you put your swabs of your tongue or whatsoever, whether you're negative, positive, and so forth. You play the games, it's viewed, boom, and everything, and that's where you just finish off the season, but it has to now be played behind closed doors where everybody is tested. And that's my thing about it. So, let me just get some super chats here.
Can I respond to you, man?
Wait, just chill. Yes, it says that I can only see 5 teams that will vote against the void. So, what would those 5 teams be, bro? What would those 5 teams be? Gatlock, what do you think should happen, bro?
Yeah, different scenarios to this, man. It depends on how far this goes. If it goes to like this, I think this season they need to finish it off because, bro, I'm like I just said right now, I'm scared for Liverpool fans, man. I'm really scared because do you know what 30 years is, bro? I wasn't even born then. Man, 30 years. No, man. They have to find a way. I don't know how, but they have to find a way to finish the season. And just finish the season. I don't know when. I don't care when they finish. Let them finish it in like August, September. I don't care when they finish. It has to finish because the only thing is that this will actually detriment next season. And my solution to this is for next season, just have the league and the Champions League and the Europa League. Just have those ones. Forget the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Within that time, the season can be completed no matter when it starts. If it starts like in November, having the 38 games plus the 13 Champions League games 2 times in a week, it could happen. They could finish with before May.
Sorry for breaking.
That's my solution to it.
42 matches now, not 38 more. 42 now.
Okay, even if it's 42, if you play 2 every week, it can still be finished if there's no cup competitions at all. All the times where there should be cup competitions, just have the league instead.
But Gallock, this is the thing here. This is the thing here. I'm not too good with the idea of behind closed doors, because the thing about behind closed and let me say this: the thing about behind closed doors is it's like a training game. I'm not sure if every club is aboard with behind closed doors. I think there's certain clubs that like they want their fans to be there to actually watch the game. You know what I'm trying to say? And also
make the fans do video chats into the studio or something. Like
no. This is my
we're
thing.
living in specific times, man. It is what it is. Of course, in an you want fans to be there, but we're not in an ideal scenario, bro.
Like we have to, like
I
the
don't care.
hardcore,
Because of some
meaty
bat
core.
eating donkey. Some
Yeah,
something
Meaty
like that.
core. It's either
but
that
listen.
or we're gonna spread a disease. I mean, like I'd much rather they void the league than have to deal with this for another year.
But the thing there is you've already run the risk. I mean, is it doesn't hurt. You've already run the risk. If you know
Wait, what?
if you know where you're going. What I'm saying is, right? If you know you have the virus and you know where you're going, you've already run the risk. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's why if you have the virus, you should stay at home. You shouldn't go to gatherings. That's why you avoid the league. So you don't. So people, because we know people could be stupid and selfish, and they would just think of themselves and want to go witness history or whatever. That's why the leagues themselves have to take precautions. But be like, we can't let people be in these big groups. Like you have a stadium that's filled with 50, 60, 70,000 people. You really want that? Like if only 10% of those people get the virus and they spread it to their families, like that's a massive number. Only 10%.
Then what you do? Listen. Then what you do is you put those treatments, the cure around the stadium, and you let
there is
those
no
treatments
cure.
stay in the
Yeah,
there is no cure.
You see, and that is my other point that I was trying to get to.
I don't think you know what you're talking about, bro. I really don't think you know like what we're talking about right here. Like,
give me the chance. This is what I want to come to.
They should do FIFA simulate for the remainder of the season.
Yes, HH. Will you let me speak? Or
okay, talk, bro.
Okay, so I like how you guys said this is the end times, because this is the end times. If we're not going to be able to have a football season, the best thing to do right now is to repent and give your life to Jesus Christ.
Oh God, it's please.
So it's no, red. This is facts. Let me tell you something here, okay? Luke 21 verse 11. There will be great earthquakes in various places, famines and pestilence, and there will be terrors in great.
Yo, double, let's come on. You kicked the guy out. What the hell? The guy preached to
you, man. I'm sorry.
Man, you're a pagan, I swear. What the hell? You booted him out.
Actually, no. Let me just say, and this is what Daniel has said to me today. Like, it says something about you by the type of people that you attract to the Hangout. Because there are some extremely crazy characters. Never did I think that I'll be, in all my years of running a football hangout, I'll be hearing a verse from Luke, from the Bible. My God in heaven.
Bro, it's Sunday, man. Come on.
Bro, I mean, okay. Wait, before I come to judgment, let me just hit the super chats, man. Jesus Christ.
So of all the bullshit this guy has said before, you didn't kick him out. It's when he went to go and preach the Bible to you, kicked him out. Come on.
No. Okay, look. From Daniel Jones Ortega, it says that Liverpool not winning the Premier League is bad for business. How so? I would like to know how that is bad for business, bro. And from Promo, he says maybe put the season on pause, then resume next season and play Euros in not in January, bro. No. So and play Euros in January with AFCON, the Nations League in the summer. Also, you missed my super chat. Sorry, Promo. I know I missed your super chat. It's just that this thing that I have misses things, but I'm sorry about that. But
Double H is technological break, so you can understand.
But I do agree that the season should be finished. I think the whole thing of avoiding the season doesn't make any sense. Okay, my thing is, put it this way. If we get to July, August, September, then you avoid the season. You can't avoid the season now. Let's just see how things play out. But if we get to the point of where, because a decision does not have to be made now, because we just don't know what will happen. But if what happens and we follow what has happened in China and South Korea, and we only start getting out of the pandemic in September, then the decision is already made for us. That's it. The season is voided. Because that would be a scheduled mindfuck. If you now resume the season in October, then how do you now carry on the next season? So basically, it's wild. All right, Juju Man, what do you think should happen, bro? If you're in charge, Juju Man, what do you think should happen?
the one thing is, I would award the league. I would give people title the way it is and the league right now. I mean, no, I'll wait fast until if it's June until end of May. Until end of May, if it's not clear, then we end the league as everything stands. If no one likes it, tough luck, tough luck.
Wait. So you're saying void the league?
Would you be talking like this if Neymar was in a final?
Yeah, tough luck. Because look, no one expected it.
You Juju man, really?
Yeah, look, if I know some leagues are close, but hey, we have to end the leagues. Sorry. And the other thing is with Europa League. I mean, with the Euros, I think the one that will cost the least is probably postponing the Euros. That will be cost the least, and increasing extending the leagues and the titles. But I mean, at this point, I would say, I mean, just wait until end of May. At the end of May, we should have a clear picture.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's wait. We don't know yet, but we should. No point in making the decision now.
Yeah, but true. I think that's the best option. But if worst comes to worst, cancel everything, postpone the Euros and next season, and award the title the champions as things stands right now. But with the Champions League, I would say maybe.
So Jujuman, so you're saying that void the season, but hand Liverpool the title now?
Yes, like they've won the title. 2 games doesn't mean anything. I mean, they're 25. How many points ahead? Like, the league 25. Is over. The league is over. So give them the title that they've deserved. And as for the other leagues, either 1-on-1 match, number 1 and 2 play a one-off game, and whoever wins the title, or you award things that, for example, La Liga, maybe another El Clasico final for the league. And for Syria, another final for another maybe.
No, but Juju, here's the problem. It won't work. It won't work like that because, like, look, with Syria, La Liga, Bundesliga, it's still very, very close. There's a couple points between each team. Like in Syria, it's between like 2 to 1 points between first and third.
Yeah, which is why I read if like they play
fair,
bro.
But
like,
but guys,
but the whole point of a league is how you perform against other teams.
Exactly.
Whereas they won.
But
the only league where this could work, is the Prem. Because the Prem is finished. Like the Prem, we all know that, like, just from watching football, that Liverpool will win the league if the league continues. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For the teams that are close, for example, the leagues that are close, just play a knockout game, 1-on-1 games. Get rid of that. For everyone in the middle of that, doesn't make a difference. There's no point of playing if it's worse. Or this is if things look like they're getting better, but if it's worse, cancel everything, award it as it is. And the teams in relegations, you were saying relegation, the teams, it's not fair, but let them play 1-on-1. So that's why I think it's important. Like, if playing knockouts is the best solution. If not, cancel the entire thing and award the way it is.
Okay. So wait, let me hit some super chat this. So from Budget Gamer, he says that you see why I said Brickcore is jobble. Oh well, look, bro, come on, that's a bit too much. From Nigel Cardoso, if Liverpool are great, they can always go again.
They won the league fair and square, so they should get the league. They won.
Not like that. No. Okay, now let's not. Now these are things that are interesting now. So Cohen Cyrus, thank you for the super chat. Why did you kick the guy out for preaching the Bible? If this is an atheist only chat, please tell us also we can leave also. Now, let me respond to this right now. This is a football discussion place, 100%. And I am actually grew up as a Christian. I've sort of deviated from religion and so forth, but that's just my individual decision. I think that it is unfair for someone to be promoting religious views on a football discussion. So if anybody was promoting views about Judaism, about Islam, Christianity thing, I'm like, no, sorry, you can't be enforcing that onto people who have come in to listen to for football. We can crack jokes, we can do things like that. But when it comes to two things, political views and religion, I'm sorry. That is stuff that you can't come and start to spout.
That's basic etiquette, HH. You never discuss with anybody religion or politics.
Exactly.
These things, like especially when we're trying to talk about sports, we banter each other about our teams. I like. What do you want us to say too hard to BD Core when he says that stuff? Like, all we could do is agree. We don't want to disrespect the Bible or disrespect.
But for me, like, I am not a believer in Jesus Christ. I'm not a believer in hardcore Christianity. That's just me. So, and I don't want to have a whole religious debate here and everything, but I just feel it is inappropriate to have that in a footballing discussion when I know that there are groups of people who have strong views for and against religion. So that's my view there. So, Christ, what do you think should happen, bro?
I honestly agree with Juju, man. As harsh as it sounds, HH, we've come to a situation where it's very hard to do something. So I think like Lazio and Juve should play like over 2 legs or 1 leg, like he said. I know it's unfair, with the other teams, but we've come to a situation where we just don't know what to do. And we have limited amount of time to fit in all the competitions. So I think that's what they should do. And that goes for the rest of the leagues. And yes, Liverpool played 2 games like at some point indoors, and let's see if obviously I'm assuming Liverpool win. So give them their league, rightfully so, and then just find a solution for the Champions League.
Okay, what about the argument that people will say that they didn't win it? They didn't win it mathematically, and there was always a chance that I know that they assumed they will not win it, but people say, "Well, I mean, so basically, Christ, wait, Christ. If you were a Liverpool fan, would you be happy being handed the title, or would you try and fight for extending it and win it properly?
That's why I said just find a time to play the 2 games, because I'm assuming they'll win it within the next 2 games, assuming they're out of all their other competitions. And once they win those 2 games, give them the title. That's what I mean, man.
And to add, I don't think the people that are saying it, I mean, because they handed what, I think that's just haters will say that, but I mean, they won the league fans.
Yeah, man. Like, you're just hating at that point.
Yeah,
like 27 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the league was done a couple months ago.
No. I've said this for weeks. Liverpool have already won the title. And if they were given the title, like, we're always going to win. But at the back of your mind, there will still be an asterisk. It'll be like, basically, it will always be like, we just assumed they won, but they didn't really win. And United fans and City fans will always say, but you never really won it. You just assumed you won it, but no, you never actually really did it. And that asterisk will always be there because, and when people look in the past on Wikipedia and so forth, they'll be like, well, this was the year in which, due to the virus, the season was cut short and lived. So that's the key thing. They were handed the title. They didn't win the title. They were handed
That's why I said just let them play the games, man, because they're going to win, man. Like,
I think that would be hating because, I mean, they dominated. The point difference.
But judgment. The point still stands. Even if you give it to them, they didn't mathematically win it.
But to be fair to Liverpool, they did not wish for the corona to appear.
You're missing the points I'm making. We all assume they'll win it. But for United fans and City fans, you will always have, especially for United fans who are obviously major rivals of Liverpool fans, they will always hold on to the fact that if it gets given to you, we've won it mathematically. You never won the Premier League title mathematically.
No, but that's what Juju means, I hope. Like, that's just hating, man.
Yeah,
like, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious that they
won. You're missing the points I'm making. There's a difference between assumption and mathematics.
Yeah, like what AT is saying is true. Yeah, like because like what AT is saying is true. It's like, look, it's one thing when you win it. Like, let's say for example, like by points where there's no way, even if every other team wins the rest of it, they can still not catch up to you. But there is a chance still. There's always we don't know. Liverpool could lose their next 8 games. We don't know. They could draw. Nobody knows the future. That's the thing. That's why there's always gonna be like
you know what? if a team is like, wait, we could also have a scenario like, if a team is like 30 points ahead, just hand them the title because we just assume that they'd win. So don't play 38 games after you're just far ahead of more than enough. Just give them the title. So it goes the whole slippery slope. Okay, look, let me bring in some super chat thing that I'll come to Kadim. So Yasser says, what about Sheffield United? They have a game in hand, and if they win that game in hand, which is against Villa, they will be 5th. That's the difficulty. It's the relegation zone, is the Champions League zone, and I feel for Sheffield United, man, because that was another fascinating scenario of top 4, and especially Sheffield United. And again, it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate, man. Look at Atalanta, who made it to their first quarterfinal. Look at Leipzig. It's a really shitty situation. All right, Kadim, what do you think should happen, according to your view, Kadim? Kadim? Okay, I don't think Kadim is about that. Okay. So look, man. So guys, in your gut feeling,
can I say something about it? Can I talk?
Abdullah, you didn't say Abdullah. Yes, sorry. What do you think should happen, Abdullahi?
For me, like it should.
For me, I kind of hear what people say, especially what Red said and the rest people said is good. But this is the scenario here. Because I'm kind of listening to what the FA are saying and the UEFA are saying. They're taking it first step. The first step is void the season. The second step is hand Liverpool the title. And the third step is they're gonna go to playoff. And the fourth one is they're gonna go to hybrid. The hybrid one is they're gonna increase the relegation team to 5. So they're bringing Leeds and then West Bromwich Albion they give them automatic qualification. No playoff, no nothing. They'll give them automatic. The next season, when the Premier League starts, instead of 3 teams relegated, they're gonna be 5 teams gonna get relegated. So the league is gonna move from 38 to 42 matches. Instead of 38 matches, it moves to 42 matches, and 5 teams will get relegated instead of 3. So now you think that 5 teams gonna get relegated. What of the Champions League spot? That's gonna be the debate, because people are debating that if you hand Liverpool the title, what of the Champions League? How do you want to do the Europa League? How do you want to do the FA Cup stuff? So they have to be like a strategy of way you have to put it. Now everybody already agreed they're moving the hero to the next year, 2021. There's FA Cup 2021. There's Nation League, FIFA Club Cup. There's 4 competitions for 2021. How are they gonna play the 4 competition? How are they gonna play it? Because now
no, but see, I'm like, that's what we like. Based on the situation we're in, we have to not take priorities. I feel that you're going to scrap the Nations League, scrap the Club World Cup, and make space for the Euros. I know that may seem crazy, but in such unprecedented times, you have to make unprecedented decisions.
Yeah, I got you. But the Africa Cup of Nations is on January, so that one can't be scrapped. It's January. You can't scrap that. You can easily play the Euro by December. Maybe you can give like the first winter break, like 1 month winter break, for them to play the Euro. Then after the Euro is done, you could play straight away. You play the Nations Cup straight away, and that's already out of the way. Then you can play the FIFA Club like around them, maybe in the summertime with the Nations League together. You can play that also. It's possible. If the league can finish earlier, it's possible, but they have to find a way to fix it. It has to be fixed, because now City are still gonna play Real Madrid. We already know Chelsea is already out of the Champions League. We're already out already. So what of out of the other fixture, how they're gonna do the Europa League? So they have to find a way to fix it to benefit everybody, not benefit them. I remember what the woman of the vice chairman of the West Ham of saying that they should avoid the league. What if that team are in the relegation battle? Are they gonna avoid the league? Or what if that team at the Premier League on the Premier League table at the first position? Are they gonna avoid the league? She have to reason before she says some stuff. You can't just pull out void the season. So void the season, Liverpool fans is gonna come out and get a huge war to the FA, to the UEFA, to the FIFA. They have nothing to do than to hand Liverpool the title. Now, before you hand the title, he has to be legitimate. You can't just give them the title just anyhow. You have just 9 matches in the Premier League to be finished. The Premier League can be finished in the middle of May. If they started by April the 3rd, it can finish middle of May. It can be done. It's done. Now you focus on the Champions League and the rest of the matches. EPL can be rushed. You can play the EPL Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You can be rushed. You can rush the match. You can finish as early as May. That is easy. You can finish that because it's 9 matches remaining. just 9 matches. It can
No,
be
no,
finished.
no. But then the issue though is, what if this now goes into September and October and November? That's the
Yeah,
relation.
because the plan for the next Premier League next season is all matches will be played this September. No match is gonna be played in August because the player need a rest. So that is the debate now, that all matches will be played around the September. But we have to remember the September, that's when the Champions League starts. How are they gonna face the league and the Champions League together? That's the big complication they have to fix. Because when you start the league in September, where do you want to play the rest of the matches? How? So something has to be done.
Yeah, no, true. Okay, look, man, guys. So just to round things up, I just thought, just to make some things interesting, we're gonna have two interesting topics here, just to open things up. Iniesta and Zidane. Now, I think we sort of discussed this, I think maybe about a year ago or something, and I think it was sort of brought up in a way in a Twitter debate and everything. And here's what I've always said about this. And obviously, I want guys to give their thoughts on these two players who you believe is better. For me, I say Iniesta is definitely one of the best midfielders of his generation. He was a critical member of the Barcelona team and the Spanish team. And I do feel that as great as Messi is, and Messi is great, Iniesta was a vital whole wingman that helped Messi to be effective. But Zidane was a generational talent. Zidane was that, and I think Zidane, and this is why for me Zidane is a horseman and Iniesta isn't. Zidane could literally win a game for a team as an individual. Iniesta, as amazing as he was, he needed the system, he needed Xavi, and he needed or Messi. In Spain, he needed the foundation of Xavi. For Barcelona, he needed the foundation of Xavi and the attackingness of your boy Messi. I still believe this to this day. I know Italians will call me crazy. If Zidane stayed on that pitch, Zidane wins the World Cup for France, and he certifies himself as probably the greatest player of all time. If Zidane had won that World Cup, I feel like he would have surpassed Pele and Maradona, because that was a ridiculous thing that he did. So for me, I just feel that two amazing players, but Zidane as an individual made a greater impact as an individual than Iniesta. So let me come to Gatlock. Iniesta or Zidane?
Just one question. This is the last topic of the day.
No. There's one other after this.
Which one is that?
You'll see. It's a surprise.
Okay. Look, I didn't really know Zidane that much, so I can't really talk about this. I don't really know Zidane. The only thing I remember him for is the headbutt he did in the Italy final.
What? You know Zidane? Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
bro.
All right.
I know he's great, but I don't really know him that well. I'm sorry, bro. Except for the headbutt, I can't really remember anything the guy did, man. Sorry.
Hey. This will literally be cry right now. But look, it is what it is. It is what it is. But guys, look, all I would say though is go onto YouTube and look at what this guy's done. But trust me, stay
YouTube doesn't tell the whole story, man. Come on. YouTube doesn't tell the whole story. I mean, I know that's where you get your preseason reviews from, but come on.
Relax. Oh, okay. Christ, Iniesta or Zidane?
This one is a very close one. But I feel like Zidane individually was better because of his moments, like in big matches, man. I feel like, he was a better, moments player. I think Iniesta is probably a better midfielder, but I'd say as an overall player, I think Zidane, man, because like Zidane's achievements and moments as a player, like it's just too much, man. And trust me, man, I love Iniesta, man. And for me, he's probably the best midfielder of this generation. Along with Pirlo, Xavi, Toni Kroos, But I think Zidane, man, Zidane's individual moments as a player, I think that's what, edges it for me, man.
Okay.
That's the thing that gives me the edge. Yeah.
Abdullahi, Iniesta or Zidane?
HH, can I go?
Yeah, okay, all right. Red.
Yeah, HH. When was Iniesta considered undoubtedly the best player in the world? When was that? What year was Iniesta undoubtedly the best player of the world? Where's his Ballon d'Ors? Where's
Now,
his...
okay, let me play devil's
I
advocate.
mean, he did play in the Ronaldo
Wait,
Messi era.
Let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate. People will say that if Messi was in the era of Zidane, would Zidane ever be considered one of the best players in the world? That Iniesta was playing in an era of...
Yes, HH. When you score a brace in the World Cup final and you lead your country to their first ever World Cup, you win the Ballon d'Or. So Ronaldo, Zidane would have easily won the Ballon d'Or, just like Modric won it over Messi and Ronaldo. Zidane would have done the same thing. Absolutely. People look. No doubt. Like, I'm not like I'm a Madrid fan. I'm gonna like say my bias right here, but Iniesta for me is easily one of my favorite players of all time. I love Iniesta. He's one of the most clutch players. I've always rated him above Xavi. I've always thought that he was like sort of the gear that kept Barca like ticking. Like he's a phenomenal player in his own right. And I really hate that. Like I hate this discussion because like when you're talking about who's greater, they're both great. They're both they've already went down the history books undoubtedly. So let's not disrespect either. But like for me, like Zidane is prime. Like people really underestimate what Zidane did. Like he did what Spain did before Spain with France. They won the World Cup, the Confederations Cup, and the Euros all in a row. And like when he was injured, they got knocked out in the group stage. Comes back in the next World Cup healthy, out of retirement when they were struggling to qualify, gets them qualified, and then gets them to the final. He gets off on the final, they lose. It was clear Zidane, like, and this is I think it was Patrick Vieira who said this, but he said that Zidane, like, because that's the French squad that they had was the defensive side, and that Zidane was the only gear from defense to attack. Like he was the one that was single-handedly shifting the play. That was their only attack. Is get the ball to Zidane, and Zidane will facilitate the attack for us. Iniesta never had that kind of responsibility on his shoulders. He never had that because with Iniesta, he was always part of a partnership. For his entire career, he was a part of the Xavi Iniesta. You can't say Xavi without Iniesta. You can't say Iniesta without Xavi. You know what I mean? And not to mention, Iniesta also benefited from playing with arguably one of the greatest footballers of all time in Lionel Messi. Like when you have a player like Messi or like Ronaldo where you could pass the ball and they can get you results, of course you're going to be great because they'll be the difference makers. They'll score that goal that makes it from a 0-0 draw where you drop 2 points to a 1-0 win.
To be honest, bro, not to cut you off, bro, Iniesta also performed with Spain, bro, too. And
no, he did. But again, who was with him in Spain?
Xavi. He had Xavi. He had David. He had Torres.
Like that's the thing, and like no, Zidane also had incredible players in France as well. But the difference is that whereas with Iniesta, he's always had that lifelong partner in Xavi. Like so, even when he goes from Barca to Spain, he's always had that player with him. Whereas Zidane,
and also was Iniesta the sole reason they won those 3 trophies. Yes, he scored the winning goal for them in the World Cup, which was hugely clutch. But was he the reason they got to those finals? Was he the reason they won? Zidane was,
and aside from that,
the reason they won 2,000 euros. So
in people forget that in Zidane's era, how many amazing footballers there were that he won the Ballon d'Or over. Like, let's not act like El Fenomeno Ronaldo was the greatest thing that happened to football during that time. Because maybe some of y'all are too young to remember, but I remember when R9, when he had that haircut, that where he made his whole hair bald, he just kept that top haircut. How that was all over the news, all over the world. Like it was massive. Let's not act like Ronaldinho wasn't around. Let's not act like you had Gabriel Batistuta, you had Francesco Totti in his prime, you had Del Piero, you had Dennis Bergkamp, you had Thierry Henry, there were so many amazing footballers in the era. So you can't just always use, oh, well, he didn't play against Messi and Cristiano. No, but he played against a lot of world-class players as well. And Zidane was the best among them. Even Messi, right? Which it's blasphemous for any Barcelona player to give credit to a Real Madrid player. But Messi said he's never asked a player for a shirt. He's only asked it once. That's the Zinedine Zidane. Just go look at Zidane. Like there's a lot of players where you look back and they're a lot of hype. Like you don't really like you see their highlights. You're like, okay, they weren't that great. Go look at Zidane's highlights. This guy will deliver.
No. Okay, so right. So let me come to Jujuman. So Jujuman, Iniesta or Zidane, man.
I mean, this is easy. It's Zidane. Zidane is clearly better because the main reason is he's international. He inspired a team Zidane inspired a team that was eliminated by Senegal in the round of 16. He came out of retirement and inspired an entire nation. So Zidane is clearly clearly better. And the other thing is, look, they're all the whole Galactico project was a failure. It was a failure, not because of Zidane. I mean, I think Zidane won a Champions League with Madrid, so it was because of, I don't know, R9, but that's beside the point. But with Iniesta, his career is amazing. He's a great player. Not to say, because when I say he's no better than Zidane, people think I'm saying he's terrible. Iniesta is an amazing player.
Let's look at the disrespect in this hangout, man. The disrespect.
No, it's true. Look, Iniesta is arguably top 20 players of all time. And that's an amazing accomplishment.
That's Zidane, true. That's true. Yes.
I don't put Zidane top 5. Top 5 is like elite. You have to be elite to be top 5. Zidane, I don't consider him top 5. But Zidane clearly is top 10. He's top 10. So
he's
not top 5. No.
Shit, man, you're mad.
I mean, yeah, look. I mean, we can do quick. We have Pele, we have Messi, we have Maradona, we have I hate to say
Cristiano, exactly.
We have the commander. I hate to say. We have the commander.
So you're putting Cristiano and Messi ahead of Zidane.
Yes. What the hell? Yeah. Come on, man.
Two guys with 0 World Cups. Okay, fair enough. 0 World Cups.
He's accomplished so much. I cannot say.
CWH. That's the
wait. Digimon land.
With the Champions League, I mean, with Zidane, he's better than because he had to do a lot of work. Well, with Iniesta, he was playing with those players. Some of them are Messi, arguably the best player ever. Xavi is another elite player. Busquets, this is an all-star team. And
it's like Zidane never had any player of level.
Wait. He played with R9, Figo. He played with
R9,
Roberto Carlos.
No, wait. Okay, FG. R9. His post-knee injury wasn't the same player.
Wait. That's the same. I mean, that was the same R9 that won the World Cup, right? The World Cup. I mean, the biggest.
No, but that was post. That was post his knee exploding.
Yeah,
that was post his knee exploding. Not to mention, look, for Zidane, the Galactic project was a success because he did win the league. He did win a Champions League. He did score the greatest Champions League final goal of all time. He did that. Let's not forget Zidane's run from '98 till 2002 is one of the greatest primes of any. Like, he won every major trophy during that run. He won the World Cup, the Euros, the Champions League. Like, I don't know. Like, not only that. Like look at the technique, the skill. Like, look, Iniesta. Passes breaking the line, incredible. The way he executes la croqueta when he that lane switch, incredible. But when you look at Zidane, he's doing roulettes, he's chipping the ball, he's he does it. He has just way more like.
Wait, didn't they name a signature move after Iniesta? What was it, La Croqueta?
La Croqueta, but that wasn't after Iniesta. That was the lane switch. That's always been around.
No, but that's what Iniesta.
You can say the same for Ronaldo. The roulette, not for Ronaldo, sorry, for Zidane. The roulette was Zidane's signature move. Everybody associates the roulette with Zidane. He was the one that would do it to everybody. He was doing it in World Cups. He was doing it in the Champions. He was doing it in the league. He was doing it everywhere. Not to mention, I forgot Busquets, but yeah, Iniesta was always a part of a midfield. He played that in that same midfield from when he started till he retired. He was a part until he left. And Zidane at the age of 34 took his country to a World Cup final. Iniesta got knocked out of the Champions League 3-0 by Juventus. There's levels.
And by Roma.
Was he a part of? Oh yeah, he was when. But yeah,
yeah. Wait. You could literally say that. What do you call it? Zidane started when he was 26.
Wait. Let's just get other people's. So FG, your view on this?
The question was who's better, right? Not who's greater. If we're talking about greatness, Zidane's clearly ahead. But if we're talking about just better, I'm going for Iniesta in terms of consistency, in terms of skills, in terms of talent, ability.
Look, Iniesta is more skillful than Zidane. You're trying to tell that to me?
Yes.
He doesn't believe that, HH. I know he doesn't believe that.
Even if he's not...
What are you smoking? Iniesta is more skillful than Zidane? Zizou? Are you crazy?
Yes. I'm taking yes.
Jesus, man.
And not to mention, Iniesta was robbed of 2 Ballon d'Ors. He should have won it in 2009. He should have won it in 2010. And he should have won 2 Ballon d'Ors in a Messi Cristiano era. And I'm sorry, Iniesta, he played in an era where it's more demanding. I mean, if you go one season, if you have one amazing season, I mean, look at Salah. He had one amazing season, world class. Next season, he didn't live up to that same hype, and people calling him a fraud. Zidane, look, man, Zidane was one of the most. He was an inconsistent player. He was not consistent as like Iniesta or Messi or Cristiano. If Zidane played in this era, I guarantee you this dude would not be rated as highly. People will be calling this man fraud. People will call this man inconsistent. I mean, he's got big moments, but let's be real. He's just people always. When you talk about Zidane, people only talk about that Brazil game, which was clearly rigged.
No,
that was the most rigged game I've ever seen in my life. So I don't even give Zidane
Wait. How is it rigged? How?
Dude, I'll explain it. Dude, the free kick. I mean, the set piece that Henry scored.
He was tying his shoes.
Right when Zidane was taking, Roberto Carlos was tying his shoes. And not only that, there was more French players in the box than Brazilian players. Like, come on, man. Like, clear rig. It's clearly rigged.
Okay, no, look. Okay, wait. Let me take this picture. Now, this is what I don't get now. I think this is when you've not done your research. So, thank you for the super chats, Mr. Agnella. Spain without Iniesta equals bad. France without Zidane equals good. No,
that's not true, man. That's not true.
No, this is where you messed up. Iniesta was on the pitch in that 2014 World Cup where they got beat by Chile. And he was also on the pitch where they got beat by Holland in the previous game and they didn't make it through the groups. Do you know who wasn't on the pitch? Because Xavi had retired after the Euro 2012 win.
No. He was still in that 2014. I think he was still in the squad, right? Xavi?
No. Xavi wasn't in the 2014 World Cup team.
He was.
Yeah, he was in the squad. Sure? I think he was still playing. I think he played in that.
Yeah, he was.
Or something.
Because I know Iniesta was. I mean, someone do a fact.
Yeah, but Xavi was very, very old.
Yeah, he was like 30. I think Xavi was 36. Xavi was like 36 there. Look, or 34 or something.
This discussion, Zidane is clearly the better player than Iniesta. It's not even a discussion.
See,
if anyone
I think this is the problem. I think we're using the wrong terminology. I think we should be saying Zidane is greater than Iniesta.
No. Zidane is greater and the better.
I don't know about that.
You're not really giving full credit to how incredible.
I would take if Zidane and Iniesta, if you ask most people, they would say they're on the same level. If they're on the same level, I'm taking the more consistent base player than an inconsistent player. And Iniesta is more consistent. He has the same number of big moments as Zidane. Dude, we're talking about a guy who had played great in a Champions League final, great in a Euros final, great in a World Cup final. He scored the winning goal.
Wait, real quick, Tara. Guys, please, can you please do your research before saying crap? And Tara, you made a lot of break comments. Zidane was on the pitch when France lost to Senegal. Zidane was injured for the first 2 games of that World Cup and only came in for the final.
So injury excuses, okay.
I'll add this. If anyone needs proof of why Zidane, if you want an in-depth analysis on why Zidane is better than Iniesta, you can go on Google and type greatest players of all time. There's at least 10 articles that say Zidane is way better than Iniesta, just in case anyone is not convinced. It's like at least... if anyone finds an article...
As a player, Zidane's better.
Yeah, an accountant or something.
As a midfielder, Iniesta's better, man. As a midfielder, Iniesta's better, like...
Zidane is better.
As a midfielder...
Let's move. Okay, so final topic here.
Can I give my thought on Iniesta and Zidane?
Oh my... No, PD Corp, please don't use the UCL argument, please. I beg.
Can I give my...
Actually, BidCop, I'm not. Okay, wait, BidCop, this is a good topic. This is a good topic for you, This is a good topic.
I swear, if you use UCL.
Real Madrid 2017 versus Barcelona 2009. So obviously this was a football part that I did earlier on within the week, and it's an interesting one.
PS, BidCop, this is before the 4-0, so try your best to be level-headed in this one.
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Oh
Okay,
God,
go
here we
ahead.
go.
I love this one. I love this
Okay, no,
one.
so yeah, so basically, so like, so in my view, here, look, I mean, we already did the whole attribute by attribute, but in over 2 legs, in my view, I, it's a difficult one. Even if I know a Real Madrid attack would cause serious harm to Barcelona, Barcelona would just not allow Real Madrid to have the ball. that's the issue, because that's 09 Barcelona were excellent at keeping hold of that ball. So, but if I had to say over 2 legs who would go through, I would probably have to just about give it to Barca 09, mainly because of Henry and Etso and Messi as well. Because I just believe that front three of Barca were just insane. They're just insane because
bro,
Henry
that Chelsea team beat Barcelona. Chelsea got robbed against Barcelona.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Oh no, 100%. It's a script, but look, I'm just saying, like, it's close. It is close, but that Barca team might look. You know what? Or would Real Madrid win? It's hard. It's hard. It's for me. It's hard. So
it's not.
So Gafford, who would you go with? For 2017 Real Madrid or Barcelona? Gafford.
I think I'm gonna go for Real Madrid 2017.
Why so?
Reason why is because of the UCL. It's mostly the UCL. I remember these guys, and as for the Barca, I remember watching that final that was 2-0. And look, Barca, they were very good, but I don't think they were that great in keeping the ball as much as the 2011 Barcelona. That team was just that team embarrassed everybody. I mean, come on. I mean, I've never seen such a one-sided UCL final in my life.
I mean, Arsenal got robbed against 2011 Barca, so.
And and look, the reason why I'm going to give that Real Madrid 2017 is because that was the second season. That was the year they were doing it for the second time in a row. So people already had their targets on them as the dangerous team. And if I'm not mistaken, they took out Bayern Munich, they took out Atletico Madrid, they took out Juventus, who had only conceded 3 goals in that entire campaign. And that was the time Cristiano Ronaldo was shutting his haters up, like including you.
Oh no! It was a tough team, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you even? You said you didn't give a hangout for that final. Why?
Oh yeah, he did it.
I was pissed off.
Yo, Galak, I love you, yo. I love you.
Like seriously, man. You just disappeared. Like, come on.
Yeah, no. Look, I don't understand. It was very unprofessional and everything, because I believe that I was going to be Juve's year, and just the way in which it happened, like I just got really pissed off, and I just
4-1, man. That was literally embarrassing. Look, I didn't want Real Madrid to win it just because I didn't want any team to retain it, but they did, man. And that's why I'm going to give them credit. As for Barcelona 09, the treble was great and all, but look, that 2017 team, look, they were just so powerful, man. For me, they won the league ahead of MSN. Don't forget, Neymar was still there. They won the league ahead of MSN, and that was literally the year after they won the Champions League. Despite the fact that they played Club World Cup, they played multiple games. That league, that team was stacked. That
Dude,
team
not
was
to mention
so
the team,
stacked.
the squad depth was insane too.
I remember there was a game they played, and they rested like 9 or 10 of their starting 11, and they won 6-2. I was like, what the hell? Like, they won 6-2. Like, literally, I can give you a position where they had 2 players in. For striker, they had Benzema, Morata. Morata is good as a coming from the bench. They had Isco, they had Bale, they had Asensio, they had James Rodriguez, they had Ronaldo, they had Modric, they had Cruz, they had Kovacic, they had Lucas Vasquez, they had Danilo as a sub, they had Carvajal, they had Coentrao, they had Pepe, they had Ramos, they had Nacho, they had Varane. It was too much, man.
So you're taking Real Madrid 2017 then?
Yeah, because of who they can bring from the bench as well. Like there
Okay.
are too many people, man.
All
I feel
right.
that team, they just could not be beaten. They just could not be beaten
Okay. All
in the
right.
Champions League or even in the
And
Premier, in the
Wait, no,
La
just one with
Liga.
you. All right, FG. I know who you're gonna say, but just give us the reason why
Man, go
you
me,
take Real
yo.
Madrid. Then just give us the reason.
I mean, dude, let's be honest, man. If you look at the managers, Zidane is a far better manager than that Pep. I mean, we're talking about a manager
Far
like
better.
Zidane who had, I mean, 3 Champions League, man. Enough said. I mean, how many does Pep have? Pep only has 2. So, and not to mention Zidane, this dude's got. He definitely has fucking witchcraft juju. So if that Barcelona 9 and Madrid 17 game play, I guarantee you, Messi or Xavi or Iniesta, one of them will be injured before the game. Not to mention, I feel like that Barcelona 9's tactics. I mean, I feel like the Madrid players and tactically, they would just outdo them. They would definitely know how the style would Barca would play, and even if they don't have the ball, they can literally play on the counter attack and score goals. Like Madrid is far more versatile of a team, and they have more clutch players in Ramos and Ronaldo, and the midfield of Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric that can definitely go toe to toe with Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. And that you so, and not to mention the fullbacks are far better there for Madrid than Barca. So I mean, if you look at the only department where Barca are better is probably like the midfield, but other than that, attack, defense, goalkeeper, I feel like Madrid is much better, and the manager is better. So
Okay.
yeah, I definitely say Madrid is better.
What's it called? BD call.
Thank you so much, HH. Finally, finally, finally. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, bro. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so HH, I love this one because let me tell you something. Um that '09 team are a bunch of cheaters. They cheat every single day. I mean, and ever since they cheated Chelsea, they've been doing it in every single game they play in La Liga and in the Champions League. They're such cheaters that to my point where I'm like, injustice, 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 and referees don't even see it. They're so poor. They're so poor. And I keep saying this, Barcelona is not a good club. They're just passing merchants. People who just know how to pass the ball, but they don't even know how to get the ball in the back of the net. That's really Barcelona. Um, Another thing that I want to say, HH, is this Real Madrid 2017 team is by far the best. Second behind, no, first behind Nottingham Forest, best Champions League side ever. There's no,
Nottingham Forest.
yeah,
Oh, let's
Nottingham Forest is the second best.
Let's land.
Nottingham Forest is the second best team in UCL history because they won back-to-back UCLs. Real Madrid is the first best UCL team to win the UCL in 3 times in a row, back to back. And bro, that's amazing, bro. Like, I don't know about you, HH, but bro, would you rather have a treble or would you rather have 3 UCLs year after year after year? I want 3 UCLs year after year. I don't know about you, but 3 UCLs back to back for Chelsea. I know you would be screaming your life out if you had 3 UCLs back to back, HH. So for me personally, yo, I'm gonna go Real Madrid 2017 because I always used to watch these guys in the Champions League, and they were just so hard. They were so hard to beat. You saw what season? Yeah, 2017-18. They played Juventus, and Juventus scored 3 goals. And literally, like I thought Juventus was gonna go through, and they just know how to kill. Real Madrid just know how to killer blow you in just a split second, and that's how good that Real Madrid team was. They were just so good.
So you would ride with Real Madrid 17 then?
Yeah, because they just know how to killer blow you.
Okay.
When you score them, they'll go with a killer blow, and the next thing you know, like
Okay, all right. Okay, let me just get the super chat here, man. From Agnila again, Real Madrid cheated against Bayern Munich, Juve, and
Nah. They didn't.
how did they cheat, bro? Let me. How did they? I don't know how they cheat. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's not
Christ.
Nah. To be fair, that Bayern game was hoax. The other two, no, but the Bayern game was hoax, man. I remember that 4-2, man. That was bullshit. Bayern got robbed, man.
Yeah.
That game pissed me
I
off.
think the Bayern game was funky, but it is what it is. But look, Christ.
That's not serious.
Wait, Christ, Real Madrid or
Dude, it
Barca?
was serious, man. There were too many.
Christ, Real Madrid or Barca? Christ.
I can go.
Okay, yeah, Gigiman, go.
Look, this is. I mean, for me, I think it's simple because I would say Barcelona tiki taka over the 09. Because tiki taka, I mean, it changed the entire game, changed the entire sport, revolutionized the sport. You have, because the system, first of all, it requires skillful play. The one reason Pep Guardiola has not been successful because it requires, like tiki taka, you have to be really good to play that system. I mean, because it requires minimal error, and it did that with Barcelona. And with the one reason I give him an edge, or one of the reasons I give the Barca 209 an edge over the Madrid, is the dominance. Madrid were, I mean, Barcelona was so dominant. They had at least 60% of the possession. Majority of the
don't tell me that in 09. In 09 against Chelsea, that was super injustice.
Yeah,
There was no dominance there.
Referees. They're not the referees. So hey, they were victims. They were on the right side, but they were victims. The other thing is with Barcelona, I mean, let's be honest.
Who wins the game?
To watch Tiki Taka was amazing to watch. And with Madrid, I'm not going to say Madrid. Like with Madrid, they ran they were not. I mean, the 2017 team were good at knockout games, but I mean, they didn't dominate that much in the league. Like they won the league, but it wasn't anything impressive. And with the Champions League run, I mean, if anyone disagrees, you can go and watch that second leg against Bayern. Vidal, that was not a red card. You can go and watch it. He got the ball.
There were a lot of things that went Real Madrid's way. But a few things went Bayern's way too.
I don't think these guys are Real Madrid.
The difference
point.
Yeah, both sides. There were controversies with both sides, but the main point that differentiates Barcelona to Real Madrid 2017 is Barcelona. They were dominant, and I mean, I don't want to, because people will say, "Oh, Messi likes Messi too much," but Messi was, I mean, it was on another level. I saw a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old dribble an entire field. I mean, I haven't seen that since then. So it was that Barcelona. Look, I didn't like Barcelona back then, but I'll give him credit. It was amazing to watch Barcelona. I was envious of Barcelona back then because how good they were. As you say, they were too good. So I'll give it Barcelona.
He was 22, bro.
Okay, true. I had it wrong.
If he's 33 now, he has to be 22 back then.
Wait, let me hit the super chats here. Says a young one, Barca 09 shouldn't have won the treble that year. That Chelsea game was the most rigged game.
Yes, young one.
See, that's the thing. So both teams had iffy ways to win the Champions
That Chelsea game is the most rigged game.
Wait, let me just speak this very briefly, because see, my thing about Pep, and again, I'm not here hating on Pep and everything, but when we look at trebles, that Bayern treble was clean. In some Luis Enrique won, that 2015 treble was clean.
Agreed.
That Barcelona 09 treble wasn't clean. That's second leg against Chelsea is one of the most insane games I've ever seen.
It's ridiculous.
So yes, they got through and everything. So
that's one of the reasons
wait. Let me tell you that. That treble has an asterisk on it, because you can't. For me, I don't put that treble win in the same category as what Bayern did, what United did. No, really, specifically, because again, what United did, it was still good, but it was very dramatic. But I don't put it in the same category as the Bayern treble or the Barcelona treble or the Inter Milan treble, because those three trebles by Inter, Barca, and Inter, Bayern Munich, and Well, which one? And the Barca of 2015, those were clean, 100% clean. There was not a single controversial thing about those wins. That 097 was stupid because you know what? They didn't
PK
win
had two
the same
handballs.
final 2 years in a row.
PK had two handballs inside the box, bro.
Double H, I'll
PK
push
had
back
two
on your point.
handballs, bro.
I'll push back on your point. That 2009. I mean, first of all, God was right. He was 21. Double H, on your point, the 2009. People say it was controversial, but I saw some of those. Chelsea were robbed, but some of them they were still. I mean, it was so you could see the ref. You could see the ref was right to ignore some of them. Some of them Chelsea were just looking for a penalty or easy decision.
No.
Like, they were overreacting.
But that final one was a penalty, bro.
Yeah,
that final.
But even in the first half,
No. Second half. The one in the second half after Iniesta scored. That was a clear penalty.
That was a clear penalty. And also,
let's be honest. Most of those calls that Chelsea complain about.
PK had two handballs inside the box, yo.
Look, I look back at those calls. I mean, looking back, even you can go and look right now. Like some of them were just a lot of theatrics from Chelsea fans. I mean, Chelsea players. I agree. I agree. Some of them should have been called in Chelsea's favor, but the other thing, it just looked like they were looking for it. And you look, some of them, Drogba overreacting. I mean, it's a push, but it's not like the referee can ignore it. Like we've seen referees ignore those calls. It's not like they have to give you every time. And someone said, Anthony said it, handball. Balak had a handball on Camp Nou, so it was both sides. Chelsea just had the bad end of the stick, but I mean, it was both sides.
Oh no, but basically, I think the key thing to this game here is everything is all about matchups, and I think that's why it's very interesting doing these teams from different eras, because that Barcelona 09 team against the Real Madrid 2017 team, the key thing is how much will that Real Madrid be able to launch attacks? Because every time that Real Madrid team will be able to launch attacks with Cristiano and Benzema, they'll cause that Barca 09 team issues. But the second thing as well is,
I agree.
Even if that front three isn't as cohesive or they don't have the same kind of chemistry as the 2011 or 2015 front three, the thing with that front three is you had three amazing individuals and three game winners. Because again, in that 09 final, before Eto'o scored, United were actually playing better. United were actually playing better. Hence why I say, like, how much credit should we give Pep for that treble? Because again, this just shows you how disrespected Eto'o was. Because Eto'o was critical. Because I don't know, someone do it for me. Like someone is like, how many goals did Eto'o score in that season? Because Eto'o was critical, and that bald-headed Pep decided to trade him for Ibrahimovic, and we all saw how that turned. That's where Eto'o won a treble. Actually, guys, Eto'o won back-to-back trebles. We're gonna have to put some respect on Eto'o's name.
Yeah, we gotta put some respect. But you want me to tell you about Eto'o's story? Like, let me tell you about the story with Eto'o, bro. The thing with Eto'o was like, okay, so like literally, right? There was one time when like Eto'o, Pep didn't want Eto'o to score goals, so he wanted Eto'o to like come after the game, right? He wanted Eto'o to come to the locker room, and he wanted to speak to him. And then everybody in the Barcelona locker room, Pep and Messi, was looking at him, and they were laughing at Eto'o. You know what I'm trying to say? So Pep didn't really like Eto'o because it's like he was kind of jealous of like the kind of player that he was, I think, in terms of like he just knew he was good. But like, and he had that. The thing about Pep is he doesn't like people with character. And when like you have character, like he wants to like bring you down. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, bro, like that 09 team, I'm telling you this, right? That Chelsea game is the most rigged game I've ever seen. 2 handballs should have been called for Chelsea on the penalty box. Chelsea should have gotten at least one free kick near the box, and also the push on Drogba. That's a serious penalty. I don't even care what you say, yo. That's a serious one right there.
Wait,
yeah.
And the other thing, can we change Double H to Real Madrid 17 to Barca? I think Barca 2010, 2011 has to be the team of the decade, like the past decade. That Barca team was the best.
Nah. They didn't do back to back, man.
No. And also, no, because okay, I agree that 2011 team was amazing, but you know what I always say?
Yeah.
As amazing as that team was, they never won the treble.
Sure.
So they never won the treble. So that was but I believe I believe that was the year in which Bale scored that goal where he went off the pitch against Bartra. And
no, that was 14.
That was 2014.
Okay, so who did they lose the Copa del Rey to?
They lost it to Barca.
Ronaldo, they 1-0. Like the header. Ronaldo, he scored the Copa del Rey. They were playing at the Mestalla and he scored in the extra minute. And remember that goal? Di Maria crossed the ball and Ronaldo scored the header.
Oh yeah. No, but see now. See, and this is the thing. If that Barca 2011 team won the treble, you could argue that was probably one of the best teams of the decade, probably one of the best teams of all time. But the fact that they didn't win the treble, I can't put them in the same category as that Inter Milan team, the 2015 Barcelona team.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I respect the 2017 team more than 2009. If you think about it, that tiki-taka move got found out in 2013 with Bayern. That's 7-0 on aggregates. Real Madrid.
Yeah,
but in this Real Madrid team, they just got weaker. They just got older. Those guys were winning through sometimes their individuality. Sometimes I don't think Zidane did that much in that 2017.
No. See, that's what.
And like I said, their entire squad is better, not far better. Like the starting 11 is debatable, but the entire squad. Real Madrid had too much in that 2017.
No. Look, the thing
back to back.
The two Barcelona sides who like I'll give credit for is the 2011 and the 2015. Those are like the complete Barcelona sides. I would say like the treble
2015. I think he's been better than 2017. To be fair.
And
2015, I was in love with that team. Man. I loved that team. It was so
2015.
Much.
2015. I will give them credit because I think like they had
that 2015 team just destroyed every team in their path. Like it was on.
They took out the champions of every league: Ajax, City, Bayern, Juventus, PSG. They were the champions of their leagues.
But didn't Real Madrid
they took them out?
Like Real Madrid did that pretty much in 2017, almost like where they pretty much took out because they faced Bayern, they faced Juventus, they faced.
All close and controversial. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, but they didn't take. But they took Atletico Madrid. Those don't count. And they had to. Who they have? They had Napoli in round of 16. Barca actually took out the champions in every stage, even the group stage, man. They had champions in the group stage. They took them out. That 2015 were beasts, man. That was the earliest I've ever predicted a Champions League final winner. That I actually got it right. I predicted the guys would win the Champions League from January, even before then.
I've got to round up, guys. Guys, look, man, I'll see you guys on Monday. We've been on here for 15 hours, man. But guys, I'll see you guys next week, guys. Guys, peace out. Stay true. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, peace out.
Follow my channel, BD. All right, BD.